Hi, Collective. My name is Lenisha. I am a wise counsel and a holistic consultant. Right now, we'll be doing a collective reading, so only take what resonates for you. This is also being recorded live, of course, so we are doing card pulls. If you have 100 points or more to gift, you can get a card pull. So for those of you who are viewing this as a pre-recorded, you see it on YouTube or wherever, then make sure you give me a follow so that you can also be a part of these type of deals and specials. All right, welcome in, welcome in. About to get started on a collective. First, I'm gonna cleanse the energy. Space is sacred and protected. It is enclosed to those who are only meant to be around. So I call my spiritual team, my highest self, to get the message across in the most accurate way possible. I'm calling on Archangel Michael for protection, protecting myself and this message. My intention is to allow the sage to purge and cleanse the energy within and around me. Sending gratitude. I would like to focus in on a message for the collective. Ashe. That Katy Perry song, Bon Appetit, has been in my head. Also, dandelions, mosquitoes, black lizards, angel numbers, 18-wheeler trucks, relationships could be very significant, and barking, dogs barking, or communication. All right. For those of you who are joining in, if you want to get a card pull for yourself or for you and another, it's going to be, you have to send in a gift that's at least 100 points or more. If you're just now joining, welcome in. Okay. If you're wanting to be a part of the collective, make sure you are double tapping the screen. If you're wanting to be a part of the collective, make sure you are double tapping the screen. Alright, what is the message here for the collective? What is the message here? OCD could be very significant. Cleansing, purging. Okay. It took strength to do something. It most definitely took strength to do something. Maybe to make a decision. Okay, because I'm seeing in the past that there was some type of judgment that needed to be made or that was made. This could be tying to heeding a type of call, a new spiritual story, forgiveness, an awakening, an evaluation, a mission, rebirth, action, and renewal. Or like I said, just simply a decision. In the present, I'm seeing that you guys are showing up in the Ten of Swords energy. Okay, I'm seeing the ending, a final chapter. Something could have been a dead end. You could have broken down in some type of way, or something was, I'm seeing a breakdown. I'm also seeing a breakup, a divorce, backstab, ruin, rock bottom, and failure. Maybe somebody felt like they failed. This could be your energy, or it could be another. Now, you could be a Taurus, Capricorn, and or Virgo, or you can have these placements. You can also have Leo placements or air placements like Gemini, Libra, and or Aquarius, Sun, Moon, and or Rising, etc. If you guys want to be a part of the collective, welcome in. Make sure you are double tapping the screen. This is a timeless reading, so we could be picking up on past, present, and future energy. It doesn't just have to resonate for today. It can resonate tomorrow, next week, next year, etc. Today is December 27th. It is a Saturday. It's currently 1:48 p.m. Maybe look at the time that you're viewing this. That could be a specific age number for you. The autumn equinox can even be significant. A lot of times this ties to prepare for change. The timing or time frame usually within this period is a few months. So maybe the next 3 months or so. Okay, this can tie to being encouraged to make long-term plans if one hasn't already. Express gratitude. This is the time of harvest, and the fall season is very significant with this energy. In the future, I'm seeing the King of Coins, somebody who's an ultimate provider, someone with a strong sense of self-worth, someone who is financially stable, hardworking, dependable, successful, grounded, abundant, secure, and stable. To confirm the Judgment energy, we got the Strength coming out, which can tie to an invisible force. It can tie to you taming your passions. It can tie to gentle persuasion, compassion, confidence, courage, self-belief, infinite potential, personal power, influential, and wisdom. Okay, and I'm going to speak more about these energies, but I'm just going to finish out the spread. Now, confirming the Ten of Swords energy, we got the Eight of Cups here, which can tie to walking away, release what doesn't serve you, emotionally unfulfilled, time to move on, and letting go. Now, confirming the King of Coins energy, we have the Five of Coins. Okay, these energies don't necessarily have to be confirmations to what I read. They can also just be significant. Okay, just take the messages how it resonate for you. Now, with this Five of Coins energy, it usually can tie to abandonment, left out in the cold, at least feeling that way. Rejection, turmoil, alienated, harsh conditions, financial ruin, loss, change, and breakup. Somebody could have been whole, right? Maybe life felt beautiful. There was a new chapter and everything was great. But I feel like there was a decision that needed to be made, or there was a decision made. Now, this is something that is tied to a death and rebirth. Judgment has been made on a situation, or somebody has their yes or no answer towards a situation. In the present moment, a lot of you guys could be feeling very heartbroken. You could have went through some type of betrayal, some type of divorce, some type of breakup. And I honestly feel like you are at this period of time of being honest with yourself, making that decision that is necessary so that you can move forward into whatever new beginning this is. Healing is not linear. At times, you know, it can take time. And maybe you never know. Sometimes a shifted perspective can help you come into a better energy. There's no such thing as failure. Okay, if you want to believe in mistakes, you can. Remember that lessons are just as grand as blessings. If you want to be a part of the collective, make sure you are double tapping the screen. If you guys want to get on the list, just let me know. My payment options are pinned on my profile. It's the very first post that's pinned. You can also send in your payment by clicking the link in my bio and scrolling down to payment options. Okay, you will see Chime, Apple Pay, PayPal, and the list goes on. I don't have Zelle. Okay, but I do have Venmo and etc. If you guys want to get a card pull, all you have to do is send in a gift that's worth 100 points or more. This can be a card pull on you and another. This could be something that's just an individual message for yourself. Okay, and if you want more than one card pull, you can just send in another, you know, the same amount of gifts. It's either 100 points or more, whatever you feel led to do. Now, this earth energy, earth sign, whether it's the situation or person themselves, somebody could be feeling left out in the cold, abandoned, could be going through some type of financial loss. Maybe at one point in time, somebody was financially secured and now they possibly feel that they're going through some type of financial ruin. Be mindful that this can also be the future energy. So if you know that be mindful of reaching some type of success and losing it all. Okay, so maybe make better decisions, maybe plan, You know, work smarter, not harder. We got worth fighting for. Liberty. Haters gonna hate. It's my life. Face it head on. Don't back down. So something is in the works. And I feel like from now on, the next few months, it's going to be really significant. 2026, as always, every year that you encounter, it's going to be very significant. Possibly powerful as well. Whatever these things were that you've encountered, experienced, went through, I feel like it's only made you stronger. I feel like a lot of you guys were following your heart, or there's going to be someone that's going to be following their heart, and they may offer you some type of relationship or something. Maybe an invitation. This could be somebody who's charming, romantic, very psychic, a person who gives grace, and maybe this can even be your energy. I feel like a lot of you guys possibly were operating from a blocked intuition, feeling uncertain about certain things, maybe being deceived or deceiving others, right? In some type of unstable energy. Your dreams are very significant. Anxiety could be significant. Illusions. But I feel like now there's been some type of clarity. And if it hasn't been any type of clarity, it will soon to come. Now, for others of you guys, you received this clarity already in the past. And I feel like you're still navigating this heartbreak, this breakup. Okay, but something was possibly just a dead end, honestly. So whatever happened, I feel like it was meant to come about. Okay, romantic connections and family is significant. Tell me more about the Judgment energy. Two of Coins. Yep, a decision. Somebody could have been back and forth between a decision, or there could have been indulgence within two different financial situations. I'm seeing something about a balancing act. Okay, adaptability, prioritize, juggle, back and forth, quick decisions, financially adept. So most definitely your finances, or the 3D plane, or the material aspects of the 3D plane, like prosperity, material values, etc. Even your health could be very significant, and it could go hand in hand with this Judgment energy. So I feel like a lot of things shifted in your reality. It caused some type of awakening. You have some type of truth. You know what decision that needs to be made, because the judgment has already been called, whether it was spiritually, somebody, you know, there was spiritual judgment, or you yourself decided on something. But like I said, I feel like you or whomever, if this is not your energy, it could be talking about someone else. If it doesn't resonate in this moment in time, it may be a future message. It may be confirming things of the past. Okay, or it simply may not be your message. Confirm why the Strength is here. We got the Five of Swords in the reverse. So a lot of you guys, maybe you're learning how to look at things in a different perspective. Maybe you're realizing that whatever these struggles were and whatever this was, you were just learning, experiencing, and maybe you've learned forgiveness. I feel like someone wants to make amends. Something is going to be very unexpected. You may come across some type of surprise. Maybe Christmas was very significant for this collective, or a holiday. I'm seeing something about shifting the energy. Maybe you've changed in some type of way, or someone else has changed. Maybe you set some type of boundary. Bumping your head, bumping your head, bumping your head, bumping your head, and finally coming into truth, realization, a breakthrough. I feel like this has led you to conquer self-doubt, to change things up a bit, to adapt, to do things differently, to believe in yourself. So I feel like this most definitely impacted you spiritually as well, within your vessel. Confirm this. Ten of Swords. We got the Hierophant. So I feel like whatever painful situation this was, It was literally something that ruined you, okay? It could have literally, mentally, emotionally, physically, spiritually, all of the above, hindered you. Literally complete death and rebirth. Even though you were still alive, it's almost as if you died, honestly. Who you used to be is no longer there. Taurus energy is significant. This Hierophant energy usually talks about religious traditions, rulers, leaders, right and wrong, programming, conforming, institutions, convention, marriage, values, and faith. So I feel like, of course, how you started off, maybe you grew up religious, maybe you grew up around religious traditions or whatever the case may be. But I feel like this pain, this could have had a lot to do with a relationship, maybe a marriage. Okay. I feel like a lot of things shifted within your beliefs or commitments. Maybe your values, your faith. From the 8 of Cups. A lot of you guys, I don't want to say outgrew, but actually just become withdrawn because of the pain level of a situation. Especially if you just kept getting hurt and stabbed in the back and stabbed in the back and this and that, right? If you're wanting to be a part of the collective, make sure you are double tapping the screen. If you guys want to get a card pull, whether it's for yourself or you and another, all you have to do is send in a gift that's 100 points or more. This is a collective. It's not for anyone in particular, but feel free to trust your intuition and take a message that may be, for you. Be mindful that past, present, and future energy can be significant and that this is also a timeless reading. It doesn't have to just resonate for today, but it can even resonate along in the future. Okay? Now, with this 8 of Cups energy, we got the Magician coming out with the 6 of Coins. I feel like a lot of you guys pulled away because you're realizing that you are the creator of your life and that you have all the tools and resources that you need. Or maybe, like I said, these challenges, these heartbreaks, this has just led you into standing and stepping into your power. Maybe it took you time and time again to learn some type of lesson. And I feel like a lot of you guys now are experiencing an awakening. You're completely different. Your life, internally, externally. And you're just being encouraged to release what doesn't serve you. For a lot of you guys, you're walking away because the pain, it was just unbearable. And it's driven you to being emotionally unfulfilled. Whether this is tying to relationships, emotions, creativity, love, passions for some of you guys. And I feel like you're coming into this giving and receiving energy. I feel like you're manifesting and attracting generous connections. Okay, things that are filled with balance, kindness. I'm seeing accept, equal give and take, care, being valued, and QUID, pro quo. I'm seeing willpower, influence. For this Magician energy, it's time to a resourceful creator. I feel like you use what you have, but the thing is, you have to know that you have all the tools and resources that you need. Whether you're financially secured or not. Whether you are aware of an answer or not, you have all the tools and resources that you need to create the reality that you want. Don't forget, the power is within. You are the magician. You are the creator. You have your own free will. So I feel like maybe that's what's happening. An important, huge shift. Maybe a lot of you guys were just in this energy of following your heart. You could be someone who's artistic. Okay, I'm seeing attraction, tactful, proposals, an invitation, affectionate, chivalrous, romantic, charming, psychic, and grace. This could be a personality trait of yours, or you could have someone coming in of this energy and they're going to offer you something. Maybe you're going to offer them something. But I feel like regardless, both beings are going to be open. And if this is already talking about people who you've already came across, then I feel like I'm getting that Beyonce song, You Won't Break My Soul. A lot of you guys, even though you went through so much, it didn't change your heart and it didn't change your spirit. But you did change spiritually, mentally, emotionally, etc. But I feel like the heart, the base of who you were, this pain, it did not change you, especially for the worse, but it's only brought forth wisdom and necessary change. So you or another could have placements of Taurus, Capricorn, Virgo, and Scorpio, Cancer, or Pisces. Heavy Taurus energy. And, you know, Leo is out here, as I said earlier. So you guys are in creator mode, or you soon will be. Your values, your faith, what you believe in, your commitments. I feel like something is in the works. I'm seeing willpower, influence, master manifester, inspired action, concentration, resourceful, intellect. Somebody who's very skilled. Maybe magic could be significant. Manipulation in a good way. Maybe this is alchemy. Maybe this is white magic. Yes, Gemini energy. Get ready to be served the dish that you've been manifesting, especially due to your decisions, your creations, what you're deciding to create, what you're doing. I'm seeing two separate financial situations, juggling between two, or maybe this could just be back and forthness with some type of decision. I just feel like you guys are learning, figuring things out, especially as a being who went through all of these things. So you're just navigating with new information, with a newfound self, and of course the trauma. So make sure you're healing that, because a lot of times you're not going to operate from your authentic version of yourself if you're operating from a more lower, traumatized aspect of yourself. Because I most definitely feel like you'll do things very much differently as a version of yourself who's traumatized versus the version of yourself who's done the reflecting, the introspection, which goes hand in hand with reflecting. So make sure you do that. What you went through was not something that you should take lightly. And I feel like your day-to-day, you know, it's just, I'm seeing a final chapter though. Maybe this is your last heartbreak, because you guys are moving differently for a lot of you guys. And you know, at the end of the day, we do have free will. So just know you are also creator. You're also the creator of your life. And I feel like you're going to create things based off of your programming. That's why if you have beliefs, outdated beliefs and thinking, etc., that needs to be acknowledged and possibly shifted, then make sure you do so. For others of you guys, you've already come into like a different version of yourself with a new way of thinking, a new way of being. And I feel like this is like this new life, this new version of you. And that's just how you're operating. So embrace the change, maybe change some things up. I'm seeing a variety. The world is your oyster. And remember, when it comes to relationships, you choose who you love. So you don't have to just put up with things or deal with things because, oh, well, I knew this person since I was, you know, a child, or we have history, or this is the mother or father of my children, or this is my mom or my dad, or this is my family, or, you know, whatever. Maybe somebody who deceives you in some type of way is now wanting to, like, you could have been stabbed in the back and now somebody is trying to come off in the completely opposite energy, or maybe you're attracting better energies, people who are not filled with deception, etc. Possibly because you're learning the lesson and you're realizing, I am the creator of my life. If I want my life to be different, if I want better relationships, then I have to implement the change. Maybe there's work that I need to do. Maybe I need to stop people pleasing. Maybe I need to stop settling for less. Maybe I need to do shadow work. Maybe this, maybe that, right? But overall, I feel like you guys have been overcoming doubts, insecurities, etc. This could still be the path, the journey that you're on. These are very major events that are happening. See the strength here? Once again, it's time to an invisible force. Gentle persuasion, compassion, confidence, and the list goes on. I already mentioned these things. So, you guys went through a lot. It shifted a lot of things in your reality. You're emotionally unfulfilled with certain things, so you're leaving them behind. Maybe you have some people who feel rejected by you. Maybe you've rejected certain people. Maybe you've been rejected, abandoned, etc. Somebody could be, I'm seeing turmoil, alienated, harsh conditions, financial ruin, loss, change, breakup. Heavy breakup energy here. So a lot of you guys could be going through a breakup. But I feel like you're now coming into mental, emotional, physical, financial, spiritual, etc. into what's more in alignment with you. The true version of self, not the version of you that when you were a child you were being taught this, taught that, programmed this way, programmed that way. So I feel like I said, all of these things were really just necessary. Some of you guys are just working with what you have or encouraged to, especially with this moon energy coming out. Be mindful of illusions. Not everything may be what it seems, or maybe you guys are figuring this out. Like maybe you're still dealing with this blocked intuition. Your subconscious could be very significant. I'm seeing misconception, uncertainty, deception, ambiguity, instability, dreams, anxiety, illusion. You could be experiencing all of the above, or 1 out of 2, 3 out of 3, right? Or I'm going to say 3 out of 7 or 5 out of 2, whatever, you know? But I most definitely feel like you're attracting, giving, and receiving relationships and connections. Maybe you were somebody who settled in the past, who had insecurities and this, and that. And now I feel like a lot of things are changing around. You started off as one way, then you went through a whole lot of stuff, and more stuff, and more stuff, until you got into a particular space where things started making sense, where you could actually decide on things, where now you're coming into learning the lessons, or, you know, whatever the case may be. So whatever it is you need to reflect on and accept, make sure you do so, because I feel like this is going to create some type of strong sense of self-worth. A lot of you guys are possibly in this energy. Now be mindful that just because you're shifting and coming into better energies doesn't mean that you can't go backwards. Just think about it. Before, when you were like, okay, I'm sure of this, I'm going to cut this person off, I'm not going back. Next thing you know, you went back. I'm not saying that that's going to be you. For a lot of you guys, you completely learned the lesson. You're coming into a very new chapter, and it's pretty much permanent. But just for future reference, for a lot of you guys, be very mindful of this. Practice your self-care rituals or routines and everything to keep you in this space, like balance, discipline, learning. Okay, a lot of you guys are teachers. You could be a spiritual or religious teacher, leader. I'm picking up like prophet energy. Maybe with the wisdom that you've obtained, you can actually be a speaker. A lot of you guys are very hardworking. You could be financially stable, or maybe you're preoccupied with financial matters in order to get into this energy. But wealth is not prosperity, right? I mean, in the 3D plane, depending on who you're talking to and the bureaucracy. I think that's my first time ever saying that word out loud. Bureaucracy. But yeah, I guess depending on those type of things, of course, the terminology will be very different. The definitions will be very different. But I promise you, success is within. It's not outside of you. It's not about how much money you have. It's not about this. It's not about that, right? So build this solid foundation within self. You have all the tools and resources that you need to create the life that you want externally and to create the version of yourself that you want internally. So a lot of you guys, you've been on this mission and you're still on some type of mission, but I'm seeing a new spiritual story. Some of you guys are heeding the call. There are invisible forces that are working with you. Your subconscious is going to be very significant. Pay attention to your dreams. You turn nothing into something. Very resourceful creator. You could be a person that's quite humble when you're actually like the great type of energy, literally. You can also be attracting someone who's an ultimate provider, someone who has this strong sense of self-worth, who's financially stable, etc. I feel like they're going to offer you something. And this is going to be a connection that you don't have to worry about, you know, experiencing betrayal in, etc. Because I feel like you're taking the necessary steps. You're learning the lessons. So, of course, life is going to be different for you than before, how you were inexperienced, naive, etc. So, of course, you were pretty much bound to bump your head, you know. Because if you knew better, you would do better. So, at times when you just don't know, you just don't know. You guys could be getting downloads as you're in hermit mode. I'm seeing spiritual mastery, soul searching, enlightenment, guiding light, contemplate, solitude, growth, resolve, advice. All of these things don't have to be significant for you. Maybe one could be significant, maybe three, maybe all of them, right? Just apply it to how it fits for you. This is the hermit energy, Virgo. Now with this Knight of Swords, I'm seeing seize the day. It's talking about coming and going. An individual who's talkative. I'm seeing maverick, impulsive, impatient, focused, daring, witty, blunt. So I feel like a lot of, like I said, your actions, etc., has gotten you exactly where it needed to get you. And it's bringing me back to lessons are just as grand as blessings. So now you know what not to do, okay? Now you're coming into the version of yourself that is you. Like, I just feel like that's what's happening. Coming into the version of you. Not the version that everybody else taught you to be, wanted you to be, that you've seen, you know? So it's a beautiful thing. Coming back home to self. Literally. Jonesy, stop. You're attracting your soulmate and your soul tribe. Welcoming you guys. This is a collective. If you want to be a part of the collective, make sure you are double tapping the screen. A lot of you guys, you may still be going through some type of mental anguish, but I feel like you're working through it. You could be moving towards calmer waters, and then maybe you start getting back in your head. So maybe just, you know, plant the seeds that's necessary. A lot of you guys are doing this. Just be patient, okay? Sometimes you may not see the results, but it doesn't mean you're not making progress. Okay, I do feel like you guys are on some type of healing journey. For others of you guys, maybe it just takes forgiveness. Maybe this is something that you've already embodied for a lot of you. If you guys want to get a free, if you want to get a card pull on you, another, or just for yourself, you can send in a gift that's 100 points or more. You don't have to wait for the collective to be over to get the card pull either. Yes, actually, you're connecting with some, I'm telling you. You are connecting with someone who is on your level. Somebody who's going to love you and be about you. I'm seeing a loving exchange. This is going to be mental, emotional, financial, spiritual, etc. Giver, receiver energy. This is also somebody, I'm telling you, literally King of Coins meeting the Queen of Wands. Or maybe the dynamic itself is filled with passion and confidence. This is most definitely a new partner. And I feel like this is going to be a permission slip from God itself, your spiritual team, your ancestors, letting you know, have fun. Connect with new people. You have your looks, your physique, your mind, your life. Live a little. But I feel like this is going to be something that is stable, though. Not something that's like, oh, just have fun, a promiscuous connection, blah, blah, blah. No. Nothing karmic about this, nothing short-term about this. I mean, it all depends on you. If you want it to be short-term, if whatever, right? But I feel like this is something that's literally, I feel like you're coming into a higher level of commitment within yourself, love life. Like maybe it's a beautiful energy, and actually. But of course, to you, you're still going through all of this pain, etc. But don't worry, you soon will be out of this energy. Just forgive the people who've wronged you. Know that it was never personal. An angel is going to be an angel. A devil is going to be a devil, right? I'm not purposely calling anyone a devil or anything like that, but I'm just giving you an example. A duck is going to be a duck. It's not going to be a dog, right? So people can only present to you who they are. If you are dealing with somebody who's narcissistic, a liar, etc., then you're going to get that. So I feel like a lot of you guys, you just didn't know any better. So it's caused you to go through heartbreak. Maybe you were operating as a hopeless romantic, someone with their heart on their sleeve, etc. So I feel like this, all in all, you just obtained wisdom. You were going down a path that you really didn't know anything about. Looks were very deceiving. And you possibly fell for it. That doesn't mean that you're dumb or foolish or, it's just an energy. You just didn't know any better. But now you do. And I feel like that's why life is going to be different this time around. Just don't turn off your heart. I understand there's some things that you're still not happy about, that you're still not over. But please try not to dwell or become bitter on these situations, because there is something new here. There is reasons to smile and to be overjoyed, etc. And I feel like some of you guys are just not happy as you used to be. That's why you're being in this energy of, expressing gratitude, count your blessings, okay, play. But you're coming into your authentic self. You could be in this supremely optimistic energy, or it's encouraged. If you were looking for a yes or a no, I'm seeing the answer is yes for a lot of you guys. Maybe this was a question that you've asked many times, especially at least twice. Bon appetit, baby. Wow. So I'm seeing a provider come into connection with someone who's family oriented. Yeah, this is really giving Emperor-Empress dynamic. This is most definitely going to be in the form of creativity, love, romance or relationships, and emotions. Literally. Some of you guys are literally going to be meeting someone new. And then for others of you guys, you have someone from your past that's coming in a different energy, I guess, than they've tried before. But just make sure you trust in your wisdom and your intuition. Because once again, everything all the time is not what it seems. Sometimes you're going to have to balance out the emotions and your mental. And most definitely always walk with your inner wisdom and your intuition. You could be, or you're attracting someone who's a stylish trendsetter, charming, confident, courageous, energetic, outgoing, a visionary, strong, sexy, an ultimate provider, someone with a strong sense of self-worth, financially stable, hardworking, dependable, successful, grounded, abundant, secure, and stable, artistic, okay, tactful, affectionate, chivalrous, romantic, heavy on the charming energy. So they most definitely could have some type of earth and fire placements for sure. Someone who is psychic, and yeah. The energies that are also significant is attraction, grace, proposals, and an invitation. If you guys want to be a part of the collective, make sure you are double tapping the screen. This video will be uploaded to my YouTube, so if you can't stay for the whole video, no problem. It should get posted before the next week is up. If you're wanting to get a card pull for you and another, or just for your own individual self, you can send in a gift that's 100 points or more. This is a collective. It's not for anyone in particular, so make sure you trust in your intuition if you want to take messages. But once again, if you want to be a part of the collective, please make sure you are double tapping the screen. Don't forget to give me a follow, or you may never see my face again. And if you're watching from YouTube, then make sure you give me a subscribe. Vice versa, you may never see my face again. Thank you for those who are double tapping, who follows, who may have sent in gifts. If you are able to share the live to a friend or 10, please make sure you do so. I am trying to get more clientele. Speaking of clientele, if you want to get on the list, nobody is currently on the list. Okay, I do appreciate your support. If you are new here and you want to check out my reviews, I do have a website. It's in the link in my bio. It has my reviews there, and also other things that I do. I am a wise counsel and a holistic consultant. I also go by being a divination practitioner. I do readings and everything else, but that's not the only thing that I do. I am a multifaceted advisor, so I give advice in many areas of one's life. I provide life coaching, mentorships, and the list does go on. So if you want to schedule a free consultation, please make sure you do so. You can let me know in the comments. You can reach out to me personally through DM if you don't have my email or my number. Okay, and you can also get in touch with me through my website. Now, for those of you who ever got a reading from me, a life coaching session, or if you're viewing collectives, if you want to leave your own feedback on my website, please, make sure you do. I appreciate that. I haven't really been asking people to leave their reviews, so I'm trying to get back into asking for you guys to leave that, so it can be, you know, fresh and updated. The throat chakra is very significant. Maybe a lot of you guys have been expressing your truth, or it's very encouraged. Okay, welcome into you guys who are joining back, and welcome to those who are new. It's always great to have new people. All right, let's see. So maybe you were dealing with people who were wanting to just have fun. Maybe you were in this energy at one point in time, but I feel like life just started getting serious. You started getting serious, and then, you know, the heartbreak was real and everything else. So like I said, I feel like you've just been learning lessons, and you're finally wanting better in your life, your career, whatever it is, relationships. And I feel like that's what's happening for a lot of you guys, especially if you are literally tired. You don't need to learn any more of these type of lessons in particular. Expect life to have a whole turnaround, and also expect some type of surprise. Like, I'm most definitely seeing a fresh start. Maybe this has been delayed. Maybe your energy hasn't been the best, so maybe it hasn't really been feeling like a new beginning. But we have the 7 of Wands here, so a lot of you guys could be in this energy of being defensive. Maybe you're someone who's protective. Maybe you're attracting this energy. This is also encouraging you to stand your ground, okay? Whatever it is, whether you're being disciplined, whether you shifted your diet, whether you're telling people no and you're setting your boundaries, whatever it is, especially for you to come into this internal shift and this shift of your external reality, which is already happening. It's just about consistency, implementing, and I'm looking for that last word, solidifying. Yes. Aphrodisiac, new passion for love and life, a passionate start, attraction, go for it. Yeah, a lot of you guys, you were maybe looking for a yes or a no. I'm seeing go for it. It's giving a yes here. And once again, be mindful that this is not a personal message. So you may hear me say this, and that doesn't mean that it's a yes for you in particular. I'm not sure who you are. So if you do want to get your own personal message, I highly recommend. But until then, just trust in your intuition when it comes to the messages. I'm seeing worth fighting for. This new life, these relationships, they are worth the wait. They are worth fighting for. Whatever it is, it's worth it. Okay, this new being of self, this new reality shift, it is worth it. Okay, so make a stand. Whatever you need to face it head on. Okay, I'm seeing it's my life. So this is a reminder. This is your life. You say what goes, you say what don't go. You are the creator of your life. You have the free will. I know a lot of you guys believe in things outside of yourself, but you have to also know that you have the free will. Okay? karma, cause and effect, consequences of one's actions, what you do or don't do, is going to be the reality of your life, as well as your beliefs create your reality, your thoughts, your actions, etc. Okay? But don't back down. Stand your ground, even if you may feel alone, even when you may feel like there's thousands of people against you. And for others of you guys, this is literally confirming how strong you are. No matter what you've been going through, how long you've been struggling, the pain that was just so unbearable, you kept standing your ground. Even if you felt like you were the only one in your corner, etc. Okay? And also confirmation that haters are gonna hate. Okay? Like I told you guys before, an angel is gonna be an angel, devil is gonna be a angel, and a devil is gonna be a devil type of energy. So it's like a hater is gonna be a hater. Right? You can't expect a hater to be a congratulator, okay? Unless they're mimicking and they have on a false mask, then yeah, that's why we're talking about lists can be deceiving. Okay, and I'm also getting the energy of liberty. And then I thought of liberty, 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 liberty. Yeah, so commercials could be significant. Advertisements. A break. But you know, liberty can tie to freedom. And I'm also thinking justice. So I feel like a lot of these things is leading to freedom. It's leading to justice. And justice, you know, this can tie to legal matters. It can tie to fairness. Liberty, liberty, liberty. I feel like y'all dealt with people who apologized, who were you were in a runner chaser dynamics with. Okay, platonic connections are significant as well as romantic connections. People from your childhood, people who you may have known when you were a child. Of course, hence people from your childhood. So your family is most definitely significant, and your romantic connections that you've experienced. Now, by all means, you can think about friendships. If you feel like this was related to some type of friendship or whatever the case may be, then, you know, apply it that way. But I mainly, with that 10 of Pentacles that came out earlier and the 2 of Cups that had came out, I'm mainly picking up on romance and family dynamics. So I feel like a lot of you guys, you're going to create your own family, your own soul tribe. Maybe this is not necessarily people who... Maybe you've met these people in a past life. Maybe you've come across these people in your present life before. And it's like coming back around this time. But it's giving soulmate, honestly. I feel like you're coming into union with self. Therefore, being able to come into union with an ideal partner in relationships in your life. Even outside of relationships with others, this is a relationship with self. This is your whole life overall. Internally, externally. Angel number 7 could be very significant. If a lot of you guys know someone who are spiritual leaders, religious rulers, whatever the case may be, somebody who is professional within advice, etc., I feel like you should connect with them. Once again, I am a multifaceted advisor. I go by being a holistic consultant and a wise counsel, so I can most definitely provide you guys with advice, but this is just confirmation to let you know I feel like you should seek professional advice for a lot of you guys, especially if you haven't already. Maybe this is confirming that you've done it already. This can even be spiritually, your spiritual counsel, or going within, you know. But I'm seeing they are waiting for you. I feel like your soul tribe, your ideal partner, they are waiting for you. You could at times worry about you and another, or maybe this is somebody towards you. Worry about you guys. Okay. 567, 667, 766, 678 could be very significant. You could be seeing 9s, 6s, 7s. Okay, the list goes on. 1s. It says, I could be your hero, baby. And it says you have so many choices and options. So do know that there are plenty of fish in the sea. And even if this is outside of relationships, do know that you can do whatever it is that you put your mind to and whatever it is that you want to do in the world. You have many choices and options. You don't have to just settle for one. You don't have to just choose the first thing that is an opportunity. Be mindful that every opportunity doesn't mean that it's the best opportunity for you, right? It's up to you to turn it down or not to turn it down. Some of you guys can actually be indecisive though. I'm seeing frozen with indecision, unclear path, withholding, avoidance, stalemate, obstacles, and I always forget how to pronounce this word. Impasse. Impasse. I may be pronouncing that wrong. But I believe it usually ties to a situation where there's no, like, getting through nothing is being resolved. So be mindful of being in this energy where you're so frozen in decision that you don't make a decision. Okay? Heed the call, trust in your intuition. Even though it seems hard, even though you can't really tell your intuition from your logic or your emotions or your trauma, but just trust in yourself, and to help you, make sure you just go based off of your values and, have faith. Have fun, live your life. You are the creator. Okay, if you guys want to be a part of the collective, make sure you are double tapping the screen. Letters that could be significant are P and C. Possibly even B. The moon is very significant, which can tie to emotions, feelings. So yeah, don't settle. You don't need everybody else to protect you or to be there for you. You can do that yourself. And I mean, you have been doing that for some time anyway. But when it's coming to connections that are more in alignment with you, then I feel like it's fine. It's fine to allow people to be there for you, to support you, to, whatever, right? It says gossip only hurts more. Gossip only hurts more. And it says, I meant what I said. So for a lot of you guys, this could be pulling on your divine counterparts energy. This could be pulling on past energy and connections from family or lovers. It's not limited from friendships. Just apply to how it fits. Yeah, it's funny how someone came in with the name of High Priestess. Thank you for the follow, because I was wanting to say the initials B and J. Oh, I had said B. But yeah, the High Priestess energy didn't come out, but I just kept thinking about that energy in my head. So I feel like it actually is significant. But I feel like you guys are going to be in the energy of overcoming despair. Okay, maybe you're just still experiencing this time of mental anguish, psychological trauma, lost hope or love, dark thoughts, anxiety, fear, nightmares, insomnia, worry. Just dark, gloomy, pessimistic time, right? I'm also seeing an answer of no. But of course, everything is going to seem like a no and dark and gloomy if you're in a particular energy. Like I told you guys, you create your reality based on your beliefs, your thoughts, your actions. So if you believe that something is a no, it's going to be a no. If you believe that something is a yes and you're looking at it from a shifted perspective and a more higher vibration, higher vibration, then of course, that's what is going to manifest to your reality. See, that's what it means by pay attention to your thoughts, because it's manifesting quickly into your reality. So if you're already operating in a certain space, the trauma is still there, the pessimism, then that's most definitely going to be your reality. You're going to manifest that every time. Similar to if you catch yourself thinking about something so much that you manifest it into your life, that can go for a way of thinking as well. Pessimism, having this black aura, which is just energy of depression and everything like that. So don't worry, you will overcome despair. Okay, all it takes is forgiveness. And some of you guys, you are on this path of working on these things. It just takes time. Okay, I'm seeing accepting change, ready to move on, healing and letting go. Beautiful. Beautiful. Somebody misses you and they want to know if you miss them too. But like I said, I feel like you guys are really out with the old, in with the new. You know? And I feel like if people can't reciprocate the energy, or if they're not in alignment with you, I don't feel like you're going to go for it this time around. Maybe in the past, with you being naive, gullible, having your own certain obsessions and addictions, etc., then yeah, right? But I feel like things are different this time around for a lot of you. And a lot of you guys are just not emotionally fulfilled within certain things or situations. So I just feel like you won't indulge in certain things like you used to. Whether that's people, passions, or old passions. Like, it's just you've changed. And I feel like a lot of you guys, your expectations became lower and your standards became higher. Because you are realizing your worth. We got spy, watching, and inspecting coming out. And it's coming out in the reverse. Usually reversals could be a more shadow side of the upright position. Or it can be the complete opposite of the upright position. Shadow, you can think of like the more darker aspects of something. Okay? It really all depends on how you interpret messages. You are a messenger yourself. So I'm the messenger here, but you know your life better than anyone, right? So just apply it to how it fits. I feel like some of you guys, you're coming out of a desperate energy. Like, you want something, of course. You want the soul tribe, the white picket fence, the family, etc. But I don't feel like you're as desperate and etc. as you possibly were before. Not to call you a desperado or anything, but you know, with the anxiety and the this and the attachment and this, you know, I feel like a lot of things have changed. For a lot of you guys, you no longer have a stalker. Or maybe some people, they've stalked you as hard as they could, and maybe now they don't have access anymore. Or maybe they have, they've stopped doing this as much as they were before. But I feel like you guys are open to receive, or you're being encouraged to be open to receive. Because whatever this is, this wants to come in, and I feel like you want this as well. Yeah, confirmation on the rebirth energy in winter. The name Pierce could be significant. David. Okay, particular cultures or heritage. Not necessarily American, but something else. We got self-care energy. So this is either encouraged, or this is confirmation that you have been implementing and focusing upon self-care. Maybe you've been, you know, lighting your candles, giving yourself this spa treatment, or it could be encouraged. Okay? Help yourself be in the energy of being able to receive. Okay? Maybe that means forgiveness. Maybe that means treating and pampering yourself. Maybe that means, you know, allowing certain things. Some of you guys could be closed off, you know, so of course that would probably mean not being closed off, and a lot of things could be easier said than done. So that's why I'm saying, okay, well, help yourself get out of a particular energy. You know, if you're in depression mode and you're in your bed all day, I mean, eventually you may get out of your bed, but sometimes it takes you actually, you know, implementing the action. Sometimes motivation is not going to be there. Sometimes you have to just decide to shift something, and that's when you'll start seeing things. See, sometimes you got to do it tired. Sometimes you got to do it drained. Sometimes you got to do it heartbroken. And I feel like a lot of guys, you may be doing that. Hi, Stacy. Welcome to the team. Thank you. You guys, this is a collective. If you're just now joining in, it's not a message for anyone in particular, but if you feel called that a message is for you, trust in your intuition. All right, but if you do want to get on the list, my payments are pinned on my profile. It's the very first video. All you have to do is click the link in my bio and scroll down to payment options, and you can send in your payment through either Chime, Apple Pay, Cash App, Venmo, PayPal, and the list goes on. I don't have Zelle. Yes. So some things can most definitely be hidden, almost as if the moon and the sun are directly in front of each other. I'm not sure what that would create. If something almost seems like it's there but it's not there, or something. We got assistance and spirit guides. I'm telling you, I was most definitely picking up on your spiritual team. The winter time is very significant. You guys are most definitely experiencing some type of rebirth. Literally, the death has happened, and now this is the time of the rebirth for sure. A lot of you guys, there has been enough seeing, observing, etc. For others of you guys, there's still a need for reflection, introspection and everything. And then for others of you, I'm seeing now this is the time just to implement the change and the action and solidify certain things. Thank you for the gifts. If you guys do want to get a card pull for yourself or you and a lover or a friend or whatever the case may be, you can send in gifts that are at least 100 points or more. If you want to be a part of the collective, make sure you are double tapping the screen. If you are able to share the live to a friend or 10, that would be really great. Okay, I am trying to get more people in the live, more clientele. Speaking of clientele, once again, if you guys do want to get on the list, feel free. The list is open and nobody is currently on the list. Angel number 111, 1111. Like I said, you guys could be seeing ones, but it's overall energy of new beginnings, fresh starts, even if it may not feel like it. Sometimes the fireworks and the dun dun dun, it's not going to be as, like that a lot of times. Sometimes it's settled or subtle and of ease, almost as if nothing is happening. But sometimes you're going to have to be the one to make things happen. And I feel like I said, over the course of years, it just has helped you come into who you are today. Literally, everything of the past matters. It all equals up to this point in time. So it's going to be really important to live in the present, not so far in the future, and to also take care of the things that needs to be healed that already has happened, because time is only going to keep on progressing, even though they say time is an illusion, But you don't want to keep moving forward, not forgiving, becoming bitter, having things that you were supposed to heal from 5 years ago, 10 years ago, 20 years ago, depending on your age, of course. I feel like some of you guys, maybe you connected with some type of twin flame union, whether it was a false twin flame. Some of you guys, you're coming into your twin flame connections. But maybe there was some type of guilt, okay, some type of sabotage on your end, on another person's end. And I feel like this triggered some type of activation of a higher self, some type of epiphany, some type of breakthrough. Yeah. You most definitely could be at a distance from someone, and you could have been at a distance from yourself for a while now. And I feel like now you're entering a period of transcendence and unity of self and your soul tribe. Literally attracting healthier, more stable, solid connections filled with chemistry, passion. This is most definitely North Node energy. Cosmic. I'm seeing purpose. A lot of you guys are in your purpose. A lot of you guys, this is the period of time of your purpose. And I feel like I said, you've been on this mission, and I feel like you're going from South Node to North Node for a lot of you guys. So congratulations. This is something that you really should celebrate and be proud of yourself about, because you're not who you used to be, and you're not where you used to be. Even though you could be feeling how you're feeling or whatever the case may be, but sometimes you got to help yourself get out of certain energies. And sometimes you also have to just be patient with your manifestations, with the seeds that you're planting, okay? But once again, the signs that we have out in the planets, we have Mercury. So a Gemini Mercury could even be significant. We have Taurus, Libra. A Libra Pluto could be significant. We have Leo. A Pisces Moon or Pisces could be significant. A Leo Sun or just Leo energy could be significant, and the Sun planet. Well, they don't really call the Sun a planet. They mainly call it a star, but the Sun can usually tie to personality, ego, etc. So I'm going to just break it down like this. Gemini energy is significant. Taurus, Libra, Leo, Pisces, Aquarius, Cancer, Capricorn energy, as well as Scorpio. Okay, so you could have these placements, the individuals who may be a part of your reading could have these placements. Your family is significant. Romantic connections are significant, whether it's past, present, or future. Okay, and this does not limit friendships. Okay, your friends could even be significant. Okay. Some of you guys are encouraged to tune in with your own inner counsel or your spiritual counsel to seek some type of professional advice, or this can be in the 3D plane. Now, the planets that are significant is Mercury, Pluto. Mercury can tie to communication and mentality. Pluto can tie to regeneration and transformation. Okay, the sun is out here. We got the moon out here, which can tie to emotions, feelings. Okay, somebody said you are so divine and fine. Thank you, love. Okay. We got the sun out here. We got Jupiter, which can tie to expansion and prosperity. Okay, we have more planets. Okay, Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius are also significant. Mars, which can tie to action and energy, is significant as well. And maybe even the planet Venus. Okay, which most definitely can tie to love, etc. Okay, and last but not least, a Mercury in Gemini could be significant. Okay, a Pluto in Libra. But this is somebody's birth chart or just the energy itself, what it gives. Okay. A Libra sun, a Pisces moon, a Leo sun, a Gemini sun, an Aquarius, Venus or Mercury or Mars. Saturn in Pisces. Yes, Saturn energy is significant. It ties to responsibility and discipline, amongst other things. Okay, a Mercury in Taurus. Okay, so yeah, that Aquarius was either Mars or Venus in Aquarius. A Taurus moon, a Cancer, Venus, or Mars placement, a Venus or Mars Leo placement is significant. All right, and then we have Sun, Strength, and Empowerment on the back of the deck. Any more messages here for the collective? The bayou is significant, a body of water even. I'm seeing confusion and illusions coming out here. And it's also tied to the planet Neptune, which ties to ideals and intuition. Idols and intuition. So I feel like a lot of you guys, you possibly thought you knew yourself, but I feel like this journey is constant. Okay? There's no finish line to growth. If you feel like it is, you can feel that way. I'm not here to tell you what to believe in and what's real, what's fake, what's true, what's not. It's your reality. That's what you determine on your own. But there is some type of confusion and illusions, okay? Especially because you're shifting, you're changing, you're coming into your truth. That's why your spiritual team is assisting you at this moment in time. That's why the main important thing, especially if your faith or your crown chakra is hindered or whatever the case may be, that's why it's really important to, you know, maybe do some type of work that can help you come into a balanced space of clarity and truth, etc. Some of you guys are possibly going to have to take that more logical approach towards something. Maybe some of you guys can even do justice with going by the book of something. All right, but I'm seeing renewal here. I'm seeing a spark of renewal come towards you. Literally, especially if it hasn't already. We have separation longing coming out sideways. I feel like a lot of you guys finally did something that was meant to be done, but maybe there's still some type of lingering energy. Okay, we got release, surrender, and purge. Okay, this is most definitely encouraged for others of you guys. Maybe you've been operating in this energy already. Okay. The Avatar, The Legend of Korra could be very significant. Maybe cartoons, anime, fictional stories or characters or supernatural, occult interest type of vibe. North Node Cosmic Purpose is coming out again. Love that. A lot of you guys are in this North Node energy. Your purpose. Figuring out your purpose, learning who you are, coming into who you are. Start. Wrapping up loose ends, coming to the end of a chapter. Synchronicities for sure. Alignment for sure. We're literally wrapping up the end of the year. We're coming out of the year of the snake, year 9, and we're coming into year 10, which a lot of people looks at year 9 as completion and 10 as either finality or renewal. So this is exciting. We got facade beliefs. Maybe something is a facade. Maybe someone has on a mask. Maybe there's certain beliefs that could be going hand in hand with illusions. Okay, I'm seeing Scorpio, Cancer, and or Pisces, or love, relationships, emotions, and creativity with that water energy coming out here. Okay, and usually you can think of water as intuition, flow. Okay. All right, confirmation, we have you matter. You're extremely important. You are the prize, honey. Some of you guys will do great justice with doing positive affirmations, especially in the mirror, okay? You matter. Angel number 15 is here. The age where you were 15, 16, 17, your teens could be very significant. We got you are right. So confirmation, you are right. Maybe some of you guys, you know exactly what it is. Even though there may be confusion and illusion, some of you guys trust in that intuition because you could be right about something. Or maybe you're realizing that you were right within a situation all along, but you have to learn and figure that out the hard way by going through your, you know, unwelcome change and, you know, mourning different things. Maybe you've lost someone. May they rest in peace. Maybe you have to grieve the loss of people who are still alive. You are so beautiful. Why do you need me? A lot of you guys are beautiful inside and out, okay? You don't need anyone. See, a lot of y'all, you were dealing with people who weren't even embodying this same energy. It's similar to like you're a 10 out of 10, but you're connecting with ones and zeros, you know? Somebody is literally, maybe you're dealing with people who are insecure or, you know, they don't see their worth or their value. So they're looking at you like, what are you doing with me? Like, and I feel like a lot of you guys are even asking yourself that question, like, what am I doing with this person? We got, I want you to choose. Somebody wants you to choose. Or maybe your spiritual team is like, hey, this is your life. This is not our life. We're here to support, to guide. But it's up to you to do whatever it is that you want in your life. We'll support you. But you choose, okay? We have, I am terrified. This could be your energy or it could be another. If you guys want to be a part of the collective, make sure you're double tapping the screen. If you want to get a card pull on you or another person, all you have to do is send in a gift that's 100 points or more. This is a collective. If you're just now joining in, it's not for anyone in particular. So just trust your intuition. All right. We have, I just wish things were different. This could be how you feel, or this could be how someone else feels when it comes to you. We got, yeah, nah. Some of y'all like, yeah, nah. Beautiful, beautiful. Oh, beautiful, 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 beautiful angel. Some of you guys are literally earth angels. It says, I want a fresh start with you. Confirmation. Somebody most definitely wants a fresh start with you. But I feel like a lot of you guys are like, yeah, nah, I'm good. Somebody want to come in a new space. They want to offer you a connection. But I feel like a lot of you guys, you want something new. You make me want to do bad things on the back. Maybe this is, you know, people bringing out your shadows or you bringing out other people's shadows. And bad things could be in the space of literally bad, like wanting to harm people, themselves, etc. Or this could be more like in a lustful, passionate, I want you type of energy. We have weight coming out. I believe it was wanting to come out sideways. Maybe this could be confirmation. Wait, slow down a bit. Okay, maybe this is just you personally feeling this way or somebody else feeling like they should wait. So it could either be confirmation, encouraged, or it could be maybe how you feel or how somebody else is feeling, the energies that one is operating in. Now, if this energy is wanting to come out sideways, then that's another story as well. Confirm weights. Especially when this sideways energy. What is that all about? Thank you. Confirm weights. We got the angel number 7 and the angel number 1. Maybe wisdom and new beginnings are most definitely significant. It says, I think we should slow down. And it says, I have so much desire for you. So like I said, could be how somebody feels. Like maybe they feel like we should wait. We should slow down a bit. You know. And maybe this is how you feel. Okay. It also says, I am absolutely in love with you. So a lot of you guys, you could be absolutely in love with someone or somebody could be absolutely in love with you. And by all means, this could be future energy, something that you haven't yet experienced yet. It's talking about a whole new person. For others of you guys, this is someone who you've already met, had a connection with, who fell in love with you, who's still in love with you, who has a lot of desire for you, but who's possibly operating in a like slower space, wanting to wait. Maybe because this love scares them. This could be you. It could be them. But it says, this love scares me. And for sure, I feel like some of you guys, this could be you. Maybe you're leaving something up to another person. Maybe they're leaving it up to you. This most definitely low-key kind of gives twin flame energy. But number 11 is significant. You can also look at this like as a pathway or a door. Okay. But I feel like you matter to someone, but I feel like you also matter to yourself. Like your standards are high. You know your worth. Somebody wants you to reach out. Somebody feels like you are their everything. 101 here. You could have schooled somebody. Or literally you could have taught them something. But yeah, somebody wants you, but I feel like you get this firm no to not pursue this person or to just move forward towards something new. Whether you feel like this is your spiritual team telling you this, your intuition I feel like it's always your intuition. I feel like your spiritual team outside of you, they're not here to make choices for you. This is not their own personal life. They're just here to support and guide. Honestly, that's how I feel. So I feel like mainly this is probably your intuition or maybe a sign from God itself. But I feel like somebody wants to reach out. They want you to reach out. Someone is most definitely in love with you. But I feel like whatever they said to you, it hurt. Whatever has happened, it hurt. But I don't feel like it's a complete no. It may be a maybe. For some of you guys, it's like this heavy no energy. But maybe somewhere in the back of your mind or your subconscious, there's like a small maybe. But somebody lies awake thinking about you guys' future. So I feel like this is the same person who misses you, who wants to know if you miss them too. Somebody is like, please give me time. I've never felt this way before. They want to know, do you even care? Like I said, they want to come in and offer you something, a fresh start, a new beginning, possibly like they've done already. You know, I feel like the collective, they're different this time around, you know. So somebody like the collective, They don't love anyone any less. They just started loving themselves a lot more. So if somebody is not coming in, matching this energy, being able to reciprocate and giver and receiver energy, if they don't align with the collective's goals, dreams, values, I feel like the collective is just going to leave them behind. Okay, this is a time to ground yourself. For others of you guys, you have been grounding yourself. Hi, Hysteria. Thank you. But yeah, someone just doesn't want to lose you. Somebody feels like you're wrong about the situation or the connection or whatever the case may be. But whoever this is, I just feel like you should trust your intuition. A lot of you guys, you're ready for something new, something better, something that's more in alignment with you, something that doesn't have to be like this push-pull, runner-chaser dynamic. You know, I just feel like y'all are on to bigger and better things in your life. And that's so beautiful and amazing. And you come so far. Just listen to your heart. Some of these people, some of y'all are just like, I need time for me. You know, I've given you chances. I've given you time. And then you have this other person who's like, yeah, I know, but have I lost everything? Did I really lose you? Is this not going to work with us? And you're just like, pretty much like, yeah, I mean, I'm done here. Because you guys are in so much pain, that's why. And I feel like you've already received some type of clarity or truth about the situation. So this person, it's kind of crazy because I'm getting the energy like they feel like they would do anything for you. They're also afraid to talk to you, but they're really passionate about you and want a new beginning. These people are really lusting after you guys. I don't know if you want to hear this type of message because it's a bit explicit. Okay, but this person is literally obsessed with your body. Like, maybe they feel like you guys were connected in past lives. Maybe they feel like they've known you before. They want to just hold you. But I feel like with you, you're like, now is not the time. Like, I'm still hurt by you. I actually want to come into new connections. I don't want you anymore. I feel like you guys still have love for this person, but you're just not where you used to be with them. It says you hurt me, but that's okay, I guess. Right? It's like some of y'all, you still hurt by the situation, but you know that you have to move forward and forgive. You're not forgiving for other people. You're just forgiving for your, you know, for your own mental health, right? And emotional stability. But you are so very special, and I feel like this other person feels the same way. But I feel like with you guys, happiness is your priority. Peace is your priority. And like I said, if you're not connecting with people, whether it's business, so professionalism, whether it's your personal life, family, friend, lovers, if people are not in a particular energy that's in alignment with this version of yourself, because I feel like y'all are tally marking, changing, erasing, editing, implementing. You know, I just feel like you're creating the life that you want based on your own beliefs, thoughts, actions, etc. And if people just don't fit that anymore, then they're gonna be erased. You got people who still like in this energy like, well, if I asked you to stay, would you? Like, I know how you feel. I know I've hurt you, but you know, if you could just give me time, because I want this. This is new to me. I've never felt this way about anyone before. I've never imagined so much perfection. This is somebody who's a really jealous person. I don't know if they've been jealous of you before, because that would be a complete huge red flag. Or if they're just jealous of others. We got strength and ego. Yeah, this could be most definitely somebody who, it's like a thin line between strength and ego. Like, do they even know that a lot of times they operate in ego? Maybe they don't even feel like it's ego. But you spot things instantly. That's because you're an energy reader. You're an empath. You're someone who has many clairs, clairaudience, clairvoyance, clairsentience, clairgustance, hella clairs. Look, confirmation. Look, you already know. That's what a lot of you guys collective, you already received the clarity. Honestly. That's why you've been thinking before you've been acting, or it's at least encouraged. But I feel like you make a lot of people's heart full. You make people feel seen, loved, valued. Especially people who did not see their own worth or their value. But I feel like you're tired of, you know, healing people and nurturing people back into health. I mean, not tired as if, you know, like that, but I mean, you want to finally be the one who can feel loved and supported, and you don't want to just be the only one giving out this. You want to receive it as well, you know? So I feel like some of you guys are just coming into this energy of like, what do I want? You know, like maybe I still care about this person, have a certain energy or passion about this person, but honestly, but this person is coming back in. Like I said, you have your own free will, and I feel like your soul tribe is ready to come in. They can come in at any minute. Like, this is your life, is free will and all, you know. But you have other people who still, it's like their energy is lingering for some reason. Maybe some of you guys should do a cord cutting. Maybe you've already done a cord cutting, and that's just still how powerful and potent your energy is in people's lives. Like, when I tell you you're so powerful, magical, and beautiful inside and out, you're super important. So, of course, people are not going to forget you. Of course, it's not going to be so easy to just move on. Even people who had commitment issues and, you know, whatever else. But you have people that's wondering if you actually care. And some of y'all possibly were wondering if these people actually cared. But I feel like, honestly, you just want space. You just want space. Okay, we have love is the answer. Maybe somebody said this. Maybe this is how you feel. Or maybe this is even confirmation from your spiritual team. You know? But I feel like you've dealt with a lot of people who showed up in false masks, who's hurt you to the core. Even this very person who wants you to be back in their energy, they've hurt you to the core. And I feel like you're still experiencing that hurt, you know? Still working on forgiving them. Some of you guys have forgiven them, but you're still hurt by the situation. Some of these people are OD spying, okay? Some of them are in regret, crying over spilled milk, dwelling, feeling guilty. Feeling, you know, discontent and apathy. And I feel like at one point in time, you guys were in these energies as well. So it's similar, just like karma is playing out. Like, people getting a taste of their own medicine. While you're coming into new beginnings, people are still experiencing, like, the karma from their own choices and actions of how they showed up. Because, excuse me, when you're connecting with people as beautiful in spirit as you, literally earth angels, star seeds, etc., you gotta be careful with these type of people. You gotta be careful, because these are literally divine beings. And a lot of people, they may have a hard time believing in the unseen or whatever the case may be, but I'm telling you, somebody is about to, God is about to make a believer out of somebody. Somebody now know not to mess with you, not to do anything that causes some type of pain, etc. to you, because they are dealing with the karma, backlash, etc. But I feel like a lot of you guys are just embodying the feminine, literally. And I'm not talking about the feminine that's mainly talked about, the whole nurturer, receiver energy, even though that still stands. But this is giving, you see how she looks, she gives warrior energy. She gives the, like, I'm telling you, but not in a way that's like the wounded soldier or warrior or anything like that, but just very magnetic, powerful energy. Some of you guys, you probably can't get enough of yourself. You probably just be looking at yourself in the mirror. But I'm seeing ego, vanity, pride. Yeah. Some of you guys, you're probably going down memory lane, or nostalgia could be very significant. But I feel like there's a reunion here with some type of, with people that you have soul ties with. But I feel like regardless, a lot of things happen for a reason, and the connections that you've come across, they were in your life for a reason. Look, we got change and courage. Like, you guys are walking down a path that It's just like a journey. Beautiful. And then I'm getting that, like, it's something about embodying being a woman or a feminine. And then I had started thinking of that, I'm every woman, it's all in me. Okay. But yeah, some people, they just bored, missing on the opportunities, dissatisfied. I'm telling you, because they too busy focusing on y'all and what they've missed out on. Now, be mindful of this being your own energy. That's why y'all were encouraged to release, purge, and surrender, especially with the lingering energy. That's why I said if you need to do a cord cutting, if you need to do your purgings, your cleansings, etc., just to get those entity attachments off of you, the laziness, the struggles, whatever, make sure you do, okay? Because life is really supposed to feel grand. So I feel like you went through the things that was necessary in order to get you into the life that I'm telling you, that will be worth living for real. But I mean, you just have to go through a few things, you know? It happens. It happens. If you guys want to be a part of the collective, make sure you are double tapping the screen. I'm aiming to get to 15K likes. So if you guys can help me get there, that would be great. If you want to get on the list is open. Nobody is on the list. If you're able to share the live out, that would be really great. If you want to get a card pull for you or another, it is just 100 point gifts or more. If you send in a gift that's at least 100 points or more, you will be able to get a card pull. And you don't have to just get one card pull as well. Every woman. Okay, so this is the Lovers Oracles. So I may pull a card or two from here, and I may just move into another deck, and then I'll end up getting off for the day. But if you've missed this collective, or if you can't stay for long or for the rest of the message, don't worry, it will be uploaded to my YouTube. I'll try to have it uploaded before the next week is up. Okay, today is Saturday, so before the next week is up, I'll make sure that I have it. I'm telling y'all, love is in the air and romance is here. Whether it's from people from the past or new people. It's all up to you and what you want to do. We got the name Michael Morris coming in. Those names could be significant. The name of Harris could be significant. Harrison. Okay, it says you may not always understand why certain things happen. However, there is always a higher purpose to events in your life. Through turmoil, a blessing will soon be revealed. Literally what we've been saying. Literally. That's why I love using oracles after tarot. It literally confirms exactly what I say. So that can even be confirmation to you guys, especially if you haven't gotten a reading from me. Like, yes. So it says, beware of what you are projecting. For the qualities you admire in one another are qualities you both possess. Equally so, the qualities you don't like are also your own reflection. So most definitely inner child healing and shadow work is significant for this collective. We have playfulness coming out. And look inside yourself. So with playfulness here, this is the image. I didn't really show you guys the image. That could be significant for you all. It says laughter is the best therapy. Have some fun together and remember, love is the greatest healer. Okay. Some of you guys, the belief, or maybe you could resonate with Jesus, whether that's his name or not, okay? He, she, gender fluid, by all means, okay? It's the energy itself. Look inside yourself. And you know, Jesus is a person that's humanitarian, you know, a lot of you guys can resemble the energy of Jesus, whether that's, once again, his, her name, or whatever. All right, it says, examine what is causing you to feel this way. Examine what is causing you to feel this way. Yin and yang is significant. Black or white. Black and white. Yin, yang. I believe I said dandelions were significant earlier already. Even cats could be significant. Astrology, numerology, divination. Oh, yep, your friendships are significant because now, look, the Three of Cups is on the back. So maybe this is friends before lovers type of energy. starting anew, learning each other, maybe coming into new connections with friends, etc. It says you are trying too hard. Give it time. With time here. That could be referring to you or someone else. And then confirmation, look inside yourself. See, that's really all it takes. It's just stillness and going within. Because the answers already be there, for real. It's just about not being confused or falling victim to the illusions. And a lot of times it's easier said than done. But I'm seeing time to celebrate, okay? I'm seeing social gatherings, friendship, parties, good times, reunion, collaborative, artistic pursuits. Beautiful. Maybe this is a time to, you know, step outside of the isolation. And it's fine to be in solitude. I actually recommend it, especially because you guys, it's really important anyways. Because you're on this soul-searching journey anyway. But that doesn't mean your social life has to be dead, okay? Your social battery. Like I said, I feel like your spirit team actually encourages you to connect and etc. But you can learn how to build a balance, just like how there's a work-life balance. There can be a balance within you and your relationships as well. Spending just as much time with yourself as you do with others. It's up to you. Take all the time you need. Okay. We got wait. It says don't rush into it. Allow nature to take its course. So heavy weight energy. I feel like that's not only... See, I feel like that's also a divinely message. That's possibly why some of you guys and this person has been called to really just like wait. Okay, we got transformation and reflection coming out together. Now, with reflection here, it says, give each other some space at the moment. Trust and have faith that all will work out for the best. Okay, you never know. Maybe you and this energy could come back around in better timing. Or maybe you'll just come into other connections with others. Maybe both, okay? Now, with transformation here, it says your relationship with one another is about to deepen. Love conquers and transforms all things. So for those of you who are not caring about reconciliation, then of course you can just apply the message differently or leave the message for someone else. Now for others of you guys who just feel like, you know, reconciliation is your thing and whatever, then that's the energy that I'm seeing for you. Whether this is within family, friends, or romantic connections. See, it's about, it takes two, right? Both parties are having to be ready. See, a lot of you guys can show up in your wisdom and your amazing energy. But if other people don't match that, patterns most definitely can repeat itself. Especially if you also need to do your own particular work when it comes to people who are not in the best energy. 3, 2, 1 on the clock. 1, 2, 3 could be significant. Angel number 10 is here. Angel number 6, 6, or 9, 9. Okay? Even angel number 100. And that's the number 5, which can tie to change and freedom. All right. I'm thinking of peace. We have my beloved. Beautiful. Though we may be physically apart, spiritually we are always united. For love transcends space and time. Nothing is missing. And then we have this energy coming out in the reverse. It says, criticizing one another will only lead to further unhappiness. Love and accept each other as you are, and your relationship will magically transform. Now, once again, apply these messages to how it fits for your life and how it resonates for you. Okay? I'm not purposely telling you to reconcile with somebody, especially if they cause you so much turmoil and pain and trauma. Okay? And I'm also not telling you what to do or what not to do. It's just whatever you feel called to do. At the end of the day, like I told you guys, you have to trust your intuition. And a lot of times this message is not solely for you. This is a collective. It's not your personal message. Okay, we got past, lack, and suffering. So yeah, it's just a lot of things of needing to heal from the past, what was done. That's why somebody is showing up how they're showing up in today's time, especially in the form of lack or whatever the case may be. Yeah, air energy is significant, whether it's mental, communication, travel that's significant, or Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. I'm going to pull you guys some love messages since we are getting a lot of love energy out here. Possibly mainly when I started pulling messages of love, for sure. Look, we got free yourself and unconditional love. Yep. It says you don't need to be in control of everything for a relationship to be successful. That's for free yourself. Now with unconditional love here, it says the love between you and your person is eternal. Nothing and no one can take it away from you. This soul tribe energy is knocking at a lot of you guys' door. It's just about being open to receiving it. A lot of you guys are at a separation for a reason. Your past life can even be significant. I do past life readings as well. They're really interesting and fun. Okay, on the front we have free yourself again, okay? And then on the back we have take a leap of faith. It says only when you're willing to step out of your comfort zone, you will reap great rewards. Okay, we have third party situation and balance here. Now with balance, it says there needs to be a healthy balance of physical, emotional, and spiritual intimacy for a relationship to be sustainable. Okay, I'm really picking up less energy of obsession and jealousy and etc. So if you still know that you operate in this energy, the other individual, it's not a good time. It's not a good time. Okay, mind you, karmic energy can shift towards divine. You know, these are energies. Energies is not necessarily it doesn't have to remain the same. Okay, karmic energy doesn't necessarily mean bad person. It's just an energy that provokes or promotes like growth, awakenings, etc. Okay, a lot of times coming in to teach you something. A lot of these connections are usually short term. Now maybe they can come back around and be better, who knows? It really just takes work on both people's ends, you know. So I don't know who you are and which direction you're wanting to go in. If you want the more new connections, new people, then that's on the horizon. Just keep on being disciplined and standing your ground. If others of you guys want the more, okay, I'm fine with reconciling with either family, friends, or lovers, then of course they also have to have done just as much as the work as you have done, okay? Or it's going to be cycles and patterns all over again unless you unlocked and handled a certain level of what you handle. Because sometimes if somebody is not in a better energy and you've done a lot of work that's necessary, you can actually keep the situation from being in a loop and a pattern. Because although you can't control people outside of yourself, you most definitely can control self. So it takes two for a connection to become karmic or whatever the case may be, you know. But a lot of times I would really recommend, you know, I would really just say focus on yourself. And if people are not in the similar energy as you, I don't feel like, you know, like why even still connect with people who are not on that level? It's not like you need anybody. You know, you're like a 10 out of 10. The people that you settle for is like a 0 and a 1. So it really doesn't really make sense. And it possibly just shows the things that you still need to work on and heal. But take it how it resonates. Okay, we got third party situation out here. Now this could be in a sense of affairs and, you know, all that type of stuff. But it also can be outside of that. Like third party situations. It could be your spiritual team interfering, divine intervention. It could be, you know, somebody in your ear, somebody in this person's ear, whether it's friend, families, you know, the situation itself creating some type of shift or distance or whatever, interfering with the connection. But it says other people may be interfering with this relationship and dimming its full potential. This can even be about what you listen to, what you take heed to, right? Because sometimes people can tell you certain things about people. Maybe you're even looking at a reading and it's telling you, oh, nah, this person ain't for you. Cut them off, da, da, da. You know, that's why, like I said, you guys, this is your life at the end of the day. You know, beliefs are everywhere. Some people created them. Some people believed in what was already created, you know. So either you can create your own beliefs, reality, etc. You can use others as a guide, or, you know, I just feel like you should work smarter and not harder, and remember that love conquers all. So this could be self-love, love overall. It's not talking about love in particular and specific, just love. So of course, what ties into that? It could be self, it could be this, it could be that. But forgiveness, most definitely. Okay, if you don't want to reconcile, you don't have to. You don't have to look at something as, oh, this is my person, and you know, I'm gonna miss out on true love if I don't. No, like I told you guys, you have many options. Either you can connect with people who you connected with before, or not. Like, you're the prize at the end of the day. People, you're not losing anyone. People are literally losing you. You know, disconnecting from people is not a loss. You are the loss in people's lives. All right, we got sexual union. Honor the place in one another where you are one eternal soul, for there you will find true bliss. It says, when it comes to the matters of the heart, there is no right or wrong. Every choice you make expands your understanding of life and love. We got embrace here. Through each other, you find the missing pieces. We have healing, and then we have twin flames. It says, imagine yourself and your beloved surrounded by light. Feel your relationship being healed this very moment. Now with twin flames, it says your passion ignites. Wow. Okay. Take these messages as you will. And freedom. There is nothing stopping you. The path is clear if you want it to be. Okay. And then we have new beginning. Last card. A new adventure awaits. Embrace it and live your dreams passionately. So this is your life. You create what you create. There's no right and wrong when it comes to the matters of the heart. Just make sure you take your time. If you know you still have things that you need to work on, if you know that there's some passions that you need to tame, if you know that there's some space that still needs to be happening between you and another, if you just want to move on, like I said, just do whatever it is you feel called or that you want to do. Okay? Literally. For a lot of you guys, you're wanting something different. You're wanting to move forward. And that's exactly what will happen. For others of you, there's some part of you that still has the potential to connect with whomever this person is that you've shared this type of connection with. But I feel like when it comes to this dynamic, it's going to take time. And if you want something to work out, it will. Okay? Just don't force things. Check your energy at the door, because a lot of times our shadows be shadowing. Sometimes we don't even realize it. That's the crazy part. We be thinking we so right and so this and so that whole time, child. All right, I'm going to put you guys some love confessions. So this is confessions of how someone feels about you, whether they told you or not. This could be from people who you've met already, or, you know, it doesn't have to be. Only take what resonates for you. You see these cards has been in the form of hearts. So, gifts, things that are of love, emotions, creativity, relationships could be significant. February 14th could be significant. Valentine's Day. Okay. I told y'all, the Cupid has striked. Cupid, love is in the air. Okay. What is the love confession for the collective? How is someone feeling towards the collective? Present and future energy. Now, if this is your energy, how you feel about someone else, then you just apply it that way. All right, it says, I am scared of getting hurt, so I act like I don't care. Most definitely pulling confessions of another, but if you feel like this is also you, it most definitely can be, especially when you're dealing with twin flame connections. See, a lot of time y'all marry each other, especially the shadow aspects of each other. Any more love confessions here for the collective? Thank you. Any more love confessions? Thank you, thank you. Okay. On the back it says, you are the best I ever had. Then I'm thinking of that Drake song, the best I ever had, best I ever had. I said, you the best, you the fucking best, You the baby. You the baby. You the best I ever had. Best I ever had. It says, I care too much what others think. See, don't forget about the baggage now. You're going to find yourself heartbroken all over again. Don't forget about the baggage. All right, whether it's within self, others. Like I said, a lot of you guys may be dealing with people who are jealous, who has insecurities, etc. It says, I have trust issues from previous pain. Your independence is sexy. Shoot, that could be your spiritual team piping your head up too. You the best I ever had. Best I ever had. I say you the fucking best. You the fucking best. You the fucking best. It says, I want to make you smile. I want to commit to you. I talk to my friends about you. Yep, this person, they want to make you smile. They want to make you happy. They talk to their friends about you. Okay? They feel like your independence is very sexy. But this person, they care too much about what other people think. They have trust issues from previous pain, and they're pretty much scared of getting hurt. That's why they act like they don't care. So this is actually baggage. Okay? Maybe people are carrying around emotional baggage, etc. Maybe somebody is pretty much feeling fragmented due to some type of loss of self or rejection. But maybe these type of messages can just help you forgive even more, or help you be more understanding, or even help you realize the things that you have going on in your own energy. Because like I said, little do you know, some things that you don't like about another person or that's coming out of another person, you low-key can embody the same thing. Maybe you yourself have trust issues from a previous pain. You know, maybe you yourself get scared of getting hurt, so you close off your heart space a bit, etc. Yeah, see, I am focused on healing myself. This could be you or them. You or this person could be focused on healing yourself. Confirmation, you are the best that this person has ever had when it comes to sexually, when it comes to just love and relationships overall. And it says, I love your sense of humor. Somebody could feel like you're funny, or maybe you feel like someone's funny. On the back of the deck, we have, I hope you haven't moved on. And on the front, we have, I find you intimidating. You the best I ever had. Best I ever had. I say you the lucky baby. You the lover boy, lover girl energy is significant. And then we have, I think you are so adorable. I miss you. Maybe somebody's going to give you a gift or express how they feel about you. It's most definitely giving messages of love for sure. It says, I am not emotionally available right now. Oh, trust the collective know that. It says, let me take you out on a date. See, I feel like it's really important for you guys to focus on yourselves individually, because, you know, even though the love is there, the passion is there, you don't want to risk the same things happening over again. So I feel like it's beneficial for you guys to be in separation. I actually feel like it's been longing for some time now. So maybe some of you guys are going to meet someone new, whether it's in friendships or romantic connections. Or maybe this is just going to be a time of self. And eventually, like, maybe if it's meant to be, it'll come back around. You know, if you want it, you know, it's up to you. You can always come into new connections. But regardless if this is a new person or someone returning, you still got to make something. You still got to make sure you're building on solid foundation, not faulty. So this can have a lot to do with self as well. Okay. Yeah, we got the Empress. Divine feminine, sensual, beauty, motherhood, pregnancy, nurturing, creation, fertility, beauty, and art. This could be a time of, like, you nurturing yourself. This can also be something wanting to be birthed. A relationship, a pregnancy, a business. So yeah, just know you have all the tools and resources. Okay, you sure do, honey. To create whatever it is that you're manifesting. I say you the best. We got Mercury, messages, travel, and communication. You could be traveling. Someone could be traveling towards you. There could be some type of communication coming in. Okay. Mercury ties to communication and mentality. You most definitely could be getting this from somebody who has chemistry or passion. Okay. Somebody who's going to be expressing their truth or wanting to. I'm seeing stability, harmony, and flow with the Ace of Earth, Taurus, Capricorn, Virgo. I say you the best, you the fucking best, you the best I had. Somebody is literally in their head for sure. It could be about the divine feminine, but there's just a lot of external forces that are interfering with a situation. So you just gotta let go, let God, you know, and just focus on you until the focus is on you. Period. The best I ever had. Yeah, we got trust here. Butterflies. It says the universe has a plan for you. Love that. And we have a sign. Some of you guys could be seeing signs, or you will be seeing signs. It says if you are looking for a sign, here it is. We are all autonomous beings. That's what I'm saying. Either you love someone as they are, or you move forward. And you don't have to love the broken, fragmented, etc. parts of them. That's up for them to heal and work through, etc. It's not your personal job to heal and be somebody's God and therapist and everything else. You've done the work. You've went through your battles, etc. And just as much as you've done it alone, everybody else can. Literally, everybody has the potential to come into their highest potential. Everyone is capable. Okay, the year 2020 could be significant. Or just the 20th century overall. We got the dark moon coming out in which Ceres? Ceres, if I'm pronouncing it wrong. Okay, the dark moon says pause and rest. You deserve it. It's also coming out in the reverse. So I hope you don't feel any guilt or shame when it comes to this. We got the waxing gibbous here. Okay, it says it is okay to change the direction. Exactly. Whatever makes you happy. Whether you go this way and then you change your mind and go that way. The path is overall happiness. It doesn't matter how you're going about it, this way, that way, going back this way, that way, that. The key is happiness and peace. Okay, do what you love, do what makes you happy. Now we have the moonflower here. It says bloom even if no one is watching, and it says love and mother yourself. This came out together. Okay, so bloom even if no one is watching, as you love and love and mother yourself. It's very important. It's like you're reparenting your inner child, and I don't just mean in a discipline or teacher way, but in a nurturing way and of love. This is beautiful. Some of you guys couldn't be mothers, whether you have spirit babies or whatever the case may be. Rainbow child is significant. All right, we got the full moon. So the gibbous and the waxing and the full moon is very significant. The full moon usually is a period of time where you do your releasings and everything else. And as we already know, this collective most definitely are on the brink of a new beginning again. But it's all about pause and reset and release and rest and all of that. And harvest. Yes, it says harvest the fruits of your hard work. Exactly. Hold that wisdom close. Whatever you've obtained from all this hard work, whether it was finances, whatever it is, growth. Yes. We got Witch Hecate. Moon Witch Hecate. It says change is important. Release the past. Okay? Yes, honey. And then we have vision. I'm telling you. You do one thing and you'll actually, it'll be a clear, straight road for you. It says get clear on what you want. Exactly. Because a lot of you guys, like I said, you're in this stalemate, stagnant energy, not making a certain type of decision when you already know what decision needs to be made because you're already aligned with the decision. You're going to do that anyway. But it's just about actually implementing it, not being confused. Okay? You don't want to be in stagnant energy. Look, there go the magic wand, the Ace of Wands energy. It says focus your energy on one thing, okay? See, a lot of you guys, you can't be all over the place. This is, you work better in flow and harmony, okay? You the best I had. I say you the fucking best. Ooh, music. Somebody do music, vocal lessons or something could be significant. Yeah, it's really just time to just, you know, pour back into yourself. Not be so fixated and focused on the past and reconnecting, just getting back into union with self. Coming into union with self. Some of you guys could be authors, or maybe you're encouraged to write a book. Whether it's a children's book or whatever, but I feel like this is most definitely giving biography or autobiography, okay? Angel number 39 is here. It's time to creativity. We got 3 cups here. This can signify the 3 of Cups in tarot, which we just got done reading the 3 of Cups energy, talking about celebrate, friendships, reunion. But in this deck, it's talking about creativity. Okay. We have self-love coming out with anger. Your feelings are valid. Okay, your feelings are valid. But do not allow this anger to become so potent and consistent that it interferes with your health. Okay, self-love is the best love. Cry it out if you have to. Throw glass at the wall at a anger, you know, rage place. Journal your feelings out. Whatever it is, create that outlet, because a lot of you guys are angry, and I feel like you just need to be there for yourself. Okay, yeah, we got retreat on the back. Look, confirmation, emotional release. Cry it out, whatever it is. Get that anger out your system. A lot of you guys going out into nature or grounding meditation is really going to help. Sound bowl, healing, spiritual baths. Okay, embodying the feminine. Okay, balance out that divine masculine and that divine feminine. Because, baby, there are new beginnings. The throat chakra is really significant. Whether you're using your throat chakra or not, it's just so significant. We got It's All Good. Every time I see this card, I think of that Lil Jeremy song, All Good. His name is spelled Jairmy, I believe. Hammer is all wood. Yeah, I feel like we got movement into balance, literally. Literally. That's that one step that you need to do, and then next thing you know, life is going to completely turn around for you. All you have to do is make the decision. Forgive. Know that love conquers all. Like that type of energy. Creativity is not coming out in the reverse. Forgiveness is in the reverse. I'm telling you, some of these things are interfering with your creativity. It's interfering with your life overall. That's why I'm saying you don't forgive for other people. You really forgive for yourself. And forgiveness does not mean that you're over it, that you're still not mad about the situation. No. Your feelings are valid. Acknowledge your feelings, but also accept what has happened. Start the healing process and journey as well, because you're only holding yourself back from happiness. Only you can get in the way of that, not anyone else. I understand they've hurt you, they betrayed you, but nobody is able to interfere with the opportunities, your goals, your dreams, your happiness, your peace. That is everything that you are in charge of. Okay? We got movement into balance. Balance is being restored. Things are moving into balance, or it's encouraged. Like I said, for a lot of you guys, we got slow but steady. This could be the pace of everything. Slow and steady. Either encouraged, or that's just naturally how everything is going. We got home. Whether this is a physical home, returning to self, solid foundations of self, and then we have reunion of souls. Somebody is like, I'm coming home to you. What's that song? I'm coming home to you. Whether coming home to you is literally coming home to self, or this is someone outside of your energy. Dolores, name could be significant. We got abundance, joy, divine timing, and omens. Yeah, somebody could be struggling at the moment. There's a struggle, but I'm seeing somebody's psyche or their psychic development. They're developing within their psychic abilities. I'm seeing sacred space, truth, transformation. It's a new day, love. Don't be harboring old energy, okay? Some of you guys are honoring your energy as well. Your sexual energy could be very significant as well. But I'm seeing letting go. So if you're not letting go, you're encouraged to. Something about the fall most definitely is significant, okay? This leaf is really calling out to me. And ants are significant. Maybe you could be seeing ant piles, or maybe the energy of ants are significant. Like ants can tie to perseverance, hard working. Coming home to you. All right, we're going to pull some soul truth. This is a self-awareness card deck, okay? I'm probably only going to pull 1 to 3 cards because these are pretty wordy. They're not too wordy, but let's see. Any soul truth messages out here for the collective? Yeah, see, doing work that's actually beneficial and necessary, like, it's going to be really helpful for you guys. A lot of you guys can actually feel called to doing this type of work. So allow your intuition and your calling, like, heed the call, okay? Some of you guys are heeding the call. It says, am I letting fear stop me? Okay? This is something you should ask yourself. All right? It says, are you experiencing a mountain of fear right now? Are you stalling, freezing, or giving up? The juicy secret is that you are the boss of fear. You are unstoppable. But it's up to you to see that by taking action. Today's soul action. Today, be brave and do it scared. Remember we said that earlier? Choose one fear and move through it. You are in need of a hero. So that is who you will become. Bro, remember I seen the card that said, I'm your hero, baby, or something beautiful, beautiful. Take these messages how it resonate. Now I'm getting chills. Like I feel my hair low-key standing up on my arm. It says, do I surround myself with people who lift me up? Okay, you got to ask yourself these things. Ask yourself the hard questions, the uncomfortable questions. Okay, it says the people with whom we surround ourselves determine who we become. Does your tribe fill you up? Do they inspire you? Do they believe in you? Do they help you step into your greatest potential? See, a lot of times this most definitely can help you weave between who stays, who goes. Okay? Today's soul action. Make a desire list of the type of people with whom you wish to surround yourself, and clarify if there is anyone in your life who no longer serves you. Can you love them from a distance? Okay? Let's get one more card. I seen already 2 cards that called out to me, but I want to just do one more card for this collective. What is one more card for them? All right. It says, do I believe I am worthy? And how can I surrender even more in this moment? Okay. Now with do I believe I am worthy? It says you are worthy. You are deserving. You are loved. Start seeing the divine beauty within you and go out and claim the life you have dreamt of. Your crown has been bought and paid for. Put it on your head and wear it. This is a quote by Maya Angelou. Now today's soul action. For a big goal or dream you have, ask yourself, do I feel worthy of this? Because sometimes, baby, there's a lot going on in the subconscious than we think. And the conscious versus the subconscious, 2 different things, and it's a lot going on simultaneously and differently. One minute you may feel like, oh, I love myself, I'm worthy of this. Whole time your subconscious self, it's the complete opposite, okay? Now, a mantra that you can do for this card to come out, mantras are similar to affirmations. I am worthy of it all. That can be something that you can say. Now, last but not least, how can I surrender even more in this moment? Ask yourself these questions, you guys. It says, it is essential to have clear, strong intentions of what we desire. But it's equally important for us to detach from the outcome. It is time to surrender. Let the universe have some breathing room to work. Let go of the will and trust so deeply that your trust turns into gratitude for what you cannot see yet, but you know is coming. Today's soul action. Know this so deeply that your soul vibrates, okay? You are not alone. Your life has purpose, and the more you surrender, the more God can produce miracles in your life. Now, today's mantra / affirmation. I surrender. I accept all that I cannot change. I release the outcome, and I joyfully trust the process. Love that. Okay? Love that. If you guys want to get these oracles for yourself, it's called the Soul Truth Self-Awareness Card Deck. These are really, really great. Of course, there are always many, many more messages to give, but I'm going to keep it at that with these particular decks. Okay. I may pull you guys some messages from the Broken Mirror Oracle cards. I was mainly picking up on, okay, not these. Okay. I may just do this deck. This may be the deck. Any messages here for the collective, especially because you guys were getting this twin flame messages, people of the past type of energy. Okay, so we'll pull possibly 3 cards from here. We've already got the tea, of course, on the brand new energy and beginnings. We don't really have to go too much in depth about the people who you haven't encountered, because we already know that these beings are top tier and literally soul tribe energy. So that's just the best of the best, okay? But for this other energy, we're going to get a few confirmations. Can I get 3 cards for the collective? All right. On the back of the deck, it says high value. You are someone who is embodying the Empress. You're someone who's beautiful or sexy, someone who's abundant or confident. Okay, you can also be attracting this energy into your life, or maybe this is also how people look at you, especially whoever this twin flame situation is, or whoever, right? They could have a lot of desire for you. You could have a lot of desire for them. I'm seeing self-pleasure, sexual thoughts, intense feelings. Maybe this is somebody who, you know, fantasizes, indulges in self-pleasure when it comes to you. Maybe this is your energy, okay? It says stubborn. Fixed sign energy, Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, and or Aquarius could be significant, all right? Somebody who's bossy, selfish, or a situation is very inflexible. Maybe push-pull dynamics. Narcissist, I was thinking of a narcissist and empath paradigm for some reason. But somebody could most definitely be stubborn. It could be you, or it could be this other individual, or the situation itself. Okay, and then last but not least, we got self-love out here. So this is either being encouraged, or this is confirmation that you're operating in this space, or the other person. It says love yourself. Okay, that's what this says at the back. Maybe some of you guys can have certain frames or pictures up that can tie to like imagery or words of self-love or care or whatever. Even this tapestry that I have in the back, it's like melanated goddesses, right? Now it says loving you, taking back control, finally being happy. That is the energy that I'm seeing. So very, very beautiful energy. Love that, love that, love that for you. I'm also feeling called to pull you guys some shadow work oracle cards. Okay. Now, I still recommend you guys doing your own work within your shadow, okay? Don't just be like, okay, I did my shadow work for the day. Because mind you, this is a collective. It's not necessarily a personal. All right. I want to get at least 3 cards from here. Can I have messages for the collective? All right. On the back, it says shame and guilt. It could tie to compassion and acceptance, okay? Being compassionate, accepting yourself. Even the versions of yourself that you feel are imperfect or that you try to hide. Sometimes we don't even realize these things. That's why it's important to do the shadow work, you know, to bring what's of the darkness into the light, etc. It says, feel them without judgment. Mistakes do not define your worth. If someone cheats on you, it doesn't define your worth. If someone does something that is a betrayal, it doesn't define your worth. It doesn't make you any less worthy, any less valuable. Okay? Vice versa. Now, we have mental contest. All right? It says strength isn't from winnings. Struggles define strengths. Strength isn't from winning. Struggles define strengths. This is the energy of control, power, and repressed. Okay, we have shadow dance. If you guys want to get a card pull on you or another, you can always send in gifts that are at least 100 points or more. This is a collective. All right, with shadow dance here, it says when you move shadows, you discover your rhythm. Love that. This card ties to fluidity, movement, and open. Bring those shadows to light. All right. Some of you guys just need to scream, okay? We got emotional release. You or someone else. It says letting go creates space for new beginnings. Heavy on the emotional release, okay? This is most definitely is encouraged for you guys because a lot of you guys are still holding on to anger or maybe even the people who you are connecting with or dealing with, okay? So letting go creates space for new beginnings. This is a card of purification, and I'm going to spell this word out for you. It's Catharsis. Catharsis. I'm not sure, but that is the spelling. So that you guys, in case you don't know what it means, you can always look it up. Alright, that's pretty much what I'm seeing within the shadow work oracle cards. And like I said, there's always many, many messages to give. But I'm going to keep it there. Okay. And we're going to see out of the decks which cards I'm going to pull for you guys. I may pull you guys some angel number messages. So it was out of the spirit messages, the spirit animals, or the angel number messages. And I'm going to pull you guys the angel number messages. So death dates, birthdays, etc. could be significant. The angel number 5 here again. It says flexibility is your forte. When life throws you a curveball, you can easily adapt to new circumstances and find excitement in the unexpected change. Be brave and bold in your endeavors. A mantra or an affirmation you could say is, I am adaptable. We got angel number 1 here. Okay, so whether you do 5 minus 1, which is 4, which can tie to stability, etc. Whether you do 5 plus 1, which is 6. And in tarot, it can tie to gaining the answers to your questions, the solutions to your problems. And in numerology, it can mean something totally different. All right, so whether you want to look up angel number 15, angel number 51, angel number 4, angel number 6, or angel number 1 and angel number 5. It really all depends on you and what you feel called to. Now, with angel number 1 here, as we know, it can tie to a lot of times new beginnings, fresh starts. But it says you are a self-starter with very innovative ways of creating opportunity. Your determination and endurance are powerful and will help you get through rough times and reach success. All right, a mantra or affirmation you can say is, I am innovative. To be a part of the collective, make sure you guys do double tap the screen. Okay, I hope this message finds you well. All right. Remember, bad times don't last for long, and don't be complacent during the good times. I may be saying that completely backwards, okay? All right. Any messages here for the collective? Thank you. Thank you. That I am innovative came out again, so I could be speaking to a hard-headed collective now. Your 30s are going to be significant, or maybe just 30 is significant. We got on the back 13, which a lot of times can represent the divine feminine. It says you are a consensuous worker with a knack for coming up with creative ideas and turning them into something real. An optimistic but practical outlook keeps you determined and on track as you work steadily towards your goals. An affirmation or mantra you can say is, I am confident. Okay, on the front, we got angel number 16. You have an inquisitive mind that allows you to uncover important truths. You have a special ability to read into other people's feelings. A wisdom seeker, and your angels ask to share your knowledge for the benefit of others. Okay, a mantra or affirmation that you can say is, I am perceptive. Angel number 777 is going to be very significant as well. This can signify luck, amongst other things. It says, your purpose flows from within you, and everything that is unfolding or being revealed to you is part of your purpose. A state of peace and calmness in your soul. It says, I am in the flow. This is a mantra or affirmation that you can say. We got 11 coming out. Remember, we talked about it looking like a doorway, a path, and it actually looks like one of those statues, you know. You have keen awareness of what is happening around you. A strong intuition is your gift and will help you understand the unspoken feelings and thoughts of others. See, a lot of you guys are very much psychic, clairvoyant, etc. Like, I'm telling you, this insight allows you to be a great guide and supporter. And an affirmation or a mantra that you can say is, I am intuitive. Angel number 2 is here, and it's coming out in the reverse. It usually can tie to balance, duality, amongst other things, even union. It says, you have great talent for finding solutions. Your intuitive and unbiased nature allow you to see all sides of any situation and advise others towards the most fair and beneficial outcome. A mantra that you can say is, I am diplomatic. I am diplomatic. Now we have angel number 00 here. Angels ask for your attention. Open your eyes, listen, and think about everything that is happening. Trust your intuition and follow their guidance without delay. Focus inward through meditation and prayer. A mantra that you can say is, I am observant. I am observant. Now, angel number 30 is coming out here. You are an original, innovative thinker and an excellent communicator. You have a great talent for using creativity to convey your ideas, and your optimistic attitude has an uplifting effect on others. An affirmation that you could say to embody more of this energy is, I am imaginative. I am imaginative. Now, 666 is here. Okay, I know some of us get a little fearful, especially if we grew up religious, but you can also look at this as 999. Okay, but it's referring to 666. It says, a wake-up call for you to re-examine your current situation and change the direction of your thoughts so you can raise your vibration to a more positive frequency. Okay, an affirmation that you can say is, I am centered. Maybe even help yourself become centered. So this collective, you most definitely will benefit doing some type of self-care. Okay, whether that's going outside into nature, doing your meditation, doing your journaling, having any emotional release, doing some sound bowl healing, some spiritual bath. There's plenty of things you can do. And to stay in the present, maybe you can try practicing mindfulness, and the list does go on. All right, I'm gonna pull you guys a few of these. This is my yes and no deck, but it actually comes with wordings on here that I feel like will be very beneficial to you guys. So I may just pull like 2 cards. I have like over 100 decks. That includes the decks that I created personally. All right, we got a no coming out. It says, starved for attention, empty promises, and voided. Okay, this could be the situation, circumstances, energy of you or another. We have yes coming out. It says, it's the icing on the cake. All this in sprinkles too. This most definitely gives the cake and eat it too, and then some. Okay. Donuts or bread or carbs could be very significant. Areas that look like old. Like, I don't know if you watch primordial shows where when you go into like a cabin or an area, they have wooden tables and little cups made of metal, or like, I'm seeing that. I'm also seeing a feast. Thanksgiving could have been very significant. This could be metaphorical even. We got no coming out. It says misled by false signals. Steer clear. Be mindful. We got no and yes coming out together. No says turning back, walk away, unreceptive to new ideas. And with yes here, it says it's a good investment. Getting paid, saving up. Maybe this can tie to your career, an idea, something that can actually be beneficial to you, like some type of investment. But maybe some of you guys are not yet ready or receptive to this. Maybe you're indecisive. Maybe you're confused. Maybe you don't know if this is for you. Maybe you're worried. Okay, on the back we have no. It says cold shoulder, frozen. Put it on ice for a while. And then we have no coming out again. Seafood could be significant. It says misdirection, recalibrate your course. Some of you guys, you may be going into a direction that you may want to rethink about. And a lot of you guys, this doesn't have to be your message. And a lot of times this is just talking about things in the future, if it's not confirming things of the past or the present. All right. Now, last but not least, we got no coming out and yes. With no, it says, don't risk it all on this. It's a losing proposition. And then, as you can see, they're playing some type of game. I don't know if it's blackjack or Russian roulette, whatever it is. And then with the yes here, it says, make a splash, deep dive, flowing easily in your life. Yeah, sometimes when you take a leap of faith in things, I feel like risk within certain areas are necessary and are beneficial and good. Risk in other areas, possibly not the best. So it's up to you to decipher and use your discernment. And on the back we have no. Danger lurks, best to retreat. So a lot of times this could be confirmation and advice, or this could be how you are feeling about a situation. Like I told y'all, if you're operating from a negative Nancy or pessimistic point of view, then that's most definitely what's going to, reflect on your reality. All right, I'm going to pull you guys a time frame here. The deck I'll be using is Cards of Time. Find the right moment, okay? It also comes with a little guidebook, so I may read that. This is the guidebook. Okay, Libra, Gemini energy, so air energy could be significant. Got 777 coming out again. It says determining the circumstances. This could be the energy you're in, or it's encouraged. All right, what messages do I have for the collective? And then after this, okay, I think I'm gonna do one more deck and then I'll be closing out the collective. So if you guys do want to get on the list, whether you're sending in 100 points or more in gift form to get a card pull, or whether you are paying for a read, if you want to know more about what I provide, life coaching, etc., please don't hesitate to let me know. All right, what is the time frame here for the collective? What are messages here for the collective? All right. So on the back of the deck, we have Alpha and Omega. It says you are free in the choice of the moment. Okay, and then we have Wednesday. So Wednesday is going to be very significant for the collective. Today is Saturday, so maybe the last Wednesday or next Wednesday could be very significant. Taurus energy is significant. Okay, Scorpio, Virgo. Okay, Friday could be significant as well. All right, now with 4 coming out here, and I believe this is the planet Mercury, tied to communications and mentality. It says, make up a balance. Be entirely realistic. Love that. Okay. Now, let's see. Now, with the first card that we had seen earlier, for 7 days or 7 weeks is going to be very significant. The next 7 days to 7 weeks. It says Now, the symbol that you see here, right? The symbol is representing an unusual wheel with 7 spokes, symbolizing the consequences of free decisions. As mentioned on the card of the hour 5, life seems to be driven from the outside, but the truth is that you have set the course earlier for the things that are happening now. Now, if this is pertaining to some type of general message, it says, as you can change little or nothing in the current situation, you need to exercise patience. Dates are determined by others, okay? If this is something that is referring to a job, because a lot of you guys, you're probably getting messages in the form of relationship, a general message, love. So in the form of work or career or a job, it says, it goes uphill and down dale, and you might even feel powerless at times. Accept your fate candidly. Now, if this is, you feel more called to accepting this energy within a relationship, it says it's a good time to draw an interim balance. The word, if I'm pronouncing it wrong, is spelled interim. What would you like to give one another, and where will the road lead you? Now, if this is time to creativity, it says don't stop, even if the feedback you get is poor. All right, that's what I'm seeing for this determining the circumstances energy for 7 days to 7 weeks as a time frame. Now we're going to move on. And we got the 4th weekday. Okay, so the 4th weekday or a Wednesday could be significant. Mercury, the planet, is significant, which again ties to communication, mentality, etc. The energy of this card says, make up a balance, be entirely realistic. Now, the symbol that you see on this card references the circle of wholeness with the cross of the earth underneath and the bowl of conception above it. It is the planet sign of Mercury. The color lime and yellow-green symbolizes solution, energy flow, and excitation of the immune system and color therapy. If I'm pronouncing that wrong, it's spelled for excitation, excitation. The ruddy crystal shows that a very delicate, vital energy is present, which can make magic happen. Number 4 shows that what was built so far now needs to be secured. Mercury, equivalent to Hermes in Roman mythology. If I'm pronouncing that name wrong, it's spelled Hermes. Now, Mercury is the messenger of the gods, who does not only deliver messages from higher spirits, but is also the god of money, trade, and exchange, as well as thievery. I may be pronouncing that wrong, so it's spelled Thievery. Okay, in Roman languages, Mercury is still recognizable. And it says with the colon, Mercredi. I hope that made sense. Okay, now if you feel more called to this in a general message, in a way that's like work, career, job, relationship, creativity, don't worry, I will read all of the above for what this energy can refer to. Now, when it comes to just a general message, when you get this energy, it says pause for a moment and level-headedly think where the energy can flow and where it is stowed. What has been achieved and what is yet to come? What resources do you possess and which of them are worth using? Be entirely realistic. Now, if you're looking at this from the form of job or career, make it a good practice to take stock on a regular basis. Where do you stand? What achievements or setbacks have you experienced? And what adjustments are you willing or able to make? If you resonate with this in a relationship, love, reading, whatever the case may be, it makes no sense to expect heaven on earth and then to be disappointed. If it does not show, nor will it go well in the long run, to try and profit from a relationship unilaterally. If I'm pronouncing that wrong, it says Unilaterally. Once again, it makes no sense to expect heaven on earth and then to be disappointed if it does not show, nor will it go well in the long run to try and profit from a relationship unilaterally. It says give and take. Now, if this is time to creativity for you, it says it is quite normal to hit a rough patch in your creative power at times. Don't try to force anything. Love that. Sunday can also be significant. It's time to go inwards, develop a vision. And then I believe we had that Alpha and Omega energy. So I believe that's the last card. The next 2 weeks to 2 months is going to be very significant as well. It says create a structure. Now, with the Alpha and Omega here, it's time to Joker 1. Like maybe if you see the a card deck and you see the Joker, like maybe in that sense. But it says Joker 1, Alpha and Omega. This card says you are free in the choice of the moment. So the symbol, when you get this energy, the symbol that you see here is an open sun wheel. Lets energy pour inward and outward. A cosmic event around a core. Now, the general message here is you can't do anything wrong no matter what you do now. Now, when it comes to work or job-related situations, career, it says you can wait patiently for more signals and you will not miss anything in the meantime. Now, with the relationship here, it says find your power game without trying to determine the result. Now, if this is time to creativity, it says start now or keep going. Nothing is final. So, with the energies that came out, Taurus energy could be significant. Okay, that was the creative structure energy we were talking about within the next 2 weeks to 2 months being significant. There's always many, many more messages to give and things to be said, but I'm going to keep it there. If you guys once again want to get your own personal message, then make sure you please DM me. I try to keep these messages as in-depth as possible and, you know, to keep on giving you guys a message until I am satisfied myself. So like I said, I think we have one more deck that I want to pull some messages in. Of course, there's always many, many messages to give, but this may be the last deck that I use for you guys, okay? Any messages for the collective? Let's do 3 cards. Make sure you guys balance out your chakras. Heal your chakras. I'm picking up mainly on heart chakra, crown chakra, throat chakra. Really all your chakras. Okay, I asked for 3 cards and it gave me exactly 3. Okay, so we're going to use these. We got time to act. Maybe there's some things that you need to pause, reset, rest on, and there's other areas in your life where there's action that's necessary. So it says you don't have to know everything in advance. Take the first step and watch it all unfold. You can deal with whatever your path reveals. You are ready. Remember, there's no right or wrong. And you're in this moment in time being given the, you know, ladder, wand, etc. to act on whatever it is that you want to create. You know, it's similar to walk and the path will appear. You know, some of you guys, all the extra thinking and overthinking and indecisiveness is just going to keep you stagnant. All right. It says life is a gift. That it is. Excuse the cards, you guys. It did get water damaged. Now it says life is unfolding for you. So seize the day and make the most of every chance to be true to yourself and live life to the fullest. It's time to cut out all the noise, okay? Whether it's projections from others, whether it's your own inner turmoil and conflict, okay? Whether it's loose ends that needs to be tied, just apply to how it fits. Last card, you guys. We got no pressure, okay? When you want more, don't push yourself or others to get more. Give more of your pure, genuine self, and life will immediately and effortlessly match it. Love that. On the back, we have Behold Beauty. When you insist that the world is hostile and others are your enemies, don't be surprised that it is so. Self-fulfilling prophecies fortunately work both ways. That's what I'm saying, you guys. You create the reality. If you feel like everybody is a narcissist and they're out to get you and you have enemies, that is exactly what your life will be. But however, if you Find compassion, you know, in yourself and others, forgiveness, being gentle, being kind, no judgment. That's how life is going to be as well. People who 9 times out of 10 operate in that energy, they're more at peace. Okay. We got the beginning. This is the last card here. It says, there's still time to adjust or start over. Feel life flowing freely through your being. All your wishes can come true in the creative potential of a new beginning. Love that. And if you want to get this deck for yourself, it's called the Mystic Forest Oracle Cards. Life is a gift. What is like that type of genre music? Usually you hear the men, life is a gift. Like that type of music is just so significant. I may pull you guys a card or two from the Angels, Gods, and Goddesses deck. This was actually my first Oracle deck that I ever got. My first tarot deck was this reflective deck. Okay, let's see. It comes with a guidebook. I may look at the guidebook for you guys, or I may just read the card itself. What message is here for the collective? Any messages here for the collective? Probably get like 3. What is the message here for the collective? Some of you guys really need to get out into the sun. Maybe try being as naked as possible. Of course, like maybe muscle shirts, sundress, or not even like a long dress even. I feel like the sun just needs to touch every inch of your body, honestly. Or in the areas that matter where you can actually feel the energy. Okay, maybe some of you guys need to hug a tree. Believe in magic again. Okay. Heal your imagination, your inner child. All right. On the back of the deck, it says Angel of New Life. Okay, we got the Angel of New Life. It says an exciting new chapter in your life is about to unfold. Ooh. Okay. And we have Goddess of Awakening. All right. So the Angel of New Life is here and the Goddess of Awakening is here, signifying that this is a wondrous time of exploration, romance, and creativity. Beautiful, beautiful. Now we also have the Angel of Emergence. Okay, butterflies are really significant. The color pink, orange, the rainbow is here, yellow, blue. All right, it says it is time for the real you to emerge. It is time for the real you to emerge. All right, and last but not least, we got the Angel of Pleasure, and I will look at the guidebook for you guys. It says, take pleasure in the things you do. All right. Okay, so first is the Angel of Emergence, and then the Angel of New Life, and then the Angel of Pleasure, and then last but not least, the Goddess of Awakening. So let's see, the Angel of Emergence. Okay, so angel number 21 could be significant. That's card number 21. For the Angel of New Life, that is card number 29. That could be significant. For some reason, 7s could be significant. Every like 7th year of your life, when you were 7, when you were 14, when you were 21. For others, you guys can be every 8th year, right? It all really depends. Maybe you should check out your life path number. And I believe how you'll figure out your life path is calculating up your birthday. Yeah, your birth year, your birthday, the month, the day, and the year, and calculating it all together, and then like for instance, my birthday is in May. It's the 18th, and I was born in 2001. If I calculate all of that, I believe it's going to equal up to possibly 17, and then I'm going to add the angel number 1 and 7, and it's going to be 8. So I'm basically a life path 8. I believe that's how it goes. Now with the Angel of Pleasure here, it's card number 30, so that could be really significant. Your mid, late 20s, early 30s could be very significant for some of you guys. Your teens, and like I said, every part of your life is very significant. Now, the last card was the Goddess of Awakening, and that's card number 45. If you add that up together, it equals the number 9. Once again, we are in the year 2025, which is, if you add that together, it's the year of the snake. 9, completion. Okay? Wishing you guys a happy holidays, happy new year. Okay? Especially if you celebrate those things. I know some people believe that the new year doesn't start until like April or whatever. Just take it how it resonates. All right, so let's go on 21 and see what we have here for the Angel of Emergence. All right, with the Angel of Emergence, it says, it is time for the real you to emerge. This card mirrors the start of a wondrous transformation that is about to occur in your life. For far too long now, you have felt second best and remained in the background. It is now time for the real you, the beautiful, talented, and wondrous you, to emerge. This is the emergence of your true nature, which until now you have denied to most of those around you, and often also denied to yourself. And then I just got in my head, a lot of you guys, you need to allow your spirit and your soul to also live, okay? You are in the driver's seat of everything, but sometimes your fears get in the way, you get in the way. But I'm telling you, something is ready to emerge, and you have to allow your soul and spirit to experience these things. All right. It says, over the coming days and weeks, you will begin to feel a newfound sense of confidence and excitement for your life. Embrace it. Give thanks to God and the angels. And above all, respect, love, and honor the beautiful and talented person that you are. Love that. This can also be something of the past that was very necessary. Okay. Now moving on to the Angel of New Life. Allergies can be very significant. I don't know if you heard what I was doing with my throat, but that could be significant. Maybe you do that. All right. Stuttering or something about speech could be significant. We have the Angel of New Life here, tying to an exciting new chapter of your life is about to unfold. All right. The Angel of New Life is here to announce that a new chapter of your life is about to unfold. Over the coming days and weeks, you will begin to feel a sense of renewed clarity, purpose, and direction. New, magical, and exciting things begin to happen as you are intuitively guided to explore new avenues and possibilities for your life. Through this process, you will uncover aspects of yourself that you didn't know you had. Embrace this new and exciting period of your life and know that the past is now behind you. Your life is forever changing, and you are forever evolving to ever greater spirits of life and love through the wondrous spirit of creation. Enjoy the journey and all the blessings coming your way. That's what I'm saying. You got to enjoy life. Life is meant to be enjoyable, guys. All right. Now with the Angel of Pleasure. Okay, that is card number 30. All right, with the Angel of Pleasure here. Take pleasure in the things you do. The message for you today is to start to take pleasure in all the things you do. It's not all about hard work, achievement, and performance. What is important is that you make the most of every moment in your life. I don't care if you're sitting down at the dinner table, eating, going outside, you at dinner by yourself, whatever it is, okay? Taking a stroll in nature, all right? Start to do more things that bring you pleasure and that bring pleasure to those you love, work, study, and play with. Try it. I'm even getting the energy for you guys to try new things. Some of you guys have been doing the same things, or you've been having the same passion. You never know what it is that you just may find an interest in until you give it a try. All right. I never knew that I was going to feel fancy of like learning about cars or the mechanical aspects of everything until somebody sat there telling me what was this, what was that. And that happened when I first had my first car and it was having issues. Okay. So next thing you know, it wasn't boring. When they were explaining and doing this and doing that, I didn't mind picking up like a trade or something, a certificate to just go and do that. Okay. Passion doesn't have to be something that's a strong, deep desire. It can actually be something that you just like or love to do, honestly. Now it says, you may be surprised to find that when things become pleasurable, you accomplish more with less stress and effort. Period. All right. Last but not least, the goddess of awakening. A lot of you guys could be awakening for sure, and awakening up to you. Okay? This is a wondrous time of exploration, romance, and creativity. Regardless of whether you are male or female, your feminine, creative spirit is being nourished and awakened by the star of Venus. The goddess of love is activating your sensuous nature. Romance is in the air, so surround yourself with flowers and crystals. Wear your favorite perfume or essential oil and allow your inner charms to surface. This is a wondrous time of exploration, romance, fun, and creativity. For a lot of you guys, that's why you separated from whoever you were with. A lot of y'all, you've probably been tied down your whole life, and now you're coming into, this sense of self and figuring out what you like, this, and that. And a lot of times other people have to get out of your vicinity, okay? A new romance is about to blossom, or an existing relationship is about to enter. A new romance is about to blossom, or an existing relationship is about to enter a period of renewed magic, excitement, and enchantment. Either way, this period of renewed romance will eventually lead you to explore a new creative venture with your partner. Enjoy. I'm literally getting the energy of play, healing, and forgiveness, literally. You don't need to be up here bitter and uptight and stressed and angry. I'm telling you, that's not how life is supposed to be. And a lot of times, we point the finger at everybody else when in actuality, we are in control of our own happiness. It's simply about the way that you look at things. If you feel like everybody is out to get you, and I'm telling you, I even had an awakening like over a year ago where I've established it's literally a mind thing, literally how you perceive things. All right, we got God of the Underworld. That's calling out to me for some reason, so I'm going to go ahead and read that. That's going to be the last card. It says, something which no longer serves you is about to end. All right, let's get a deeper energy of that. The God of the Underworld is card number 44. So that could be very significant for you guys. Angel number 8. The infinity symbol could be significant. Okay, so let's see what's going on here. Yeah, crystals are most definitely significant for this collective as well. Maybe looking at your chart, seeing what crystals work for you. I like Grupo Venus, GRUPOVENUS.com. But there's many other ways. You can also download the Zodiac. It has like horoscopes and everything on there. Another app that I use is Time Passages, CoStar, and I believe something else. See, I love the app because it tells you what planets, like when there's the retrograde, and what planets, what zodiac signs are in this planet. Like for instance, the sun is in Sagittarius right now. It even tell you how long it's going to remain. Usually, just like how the months are, how there's like 30 days or something of a month, right? Usually that's how long a sign will stay in the sun. So if you know that we're in the month of Taurus, then you'll know, okay, this is going to be a Taurus sun for like possibly a month, or whatever the case may be, right? Now, with God of the Underworld, okay, you see the sparks coming from his eyes. This is very significant. This also looks like the image of Jesus that they painted to the world. Something which no longer serves you is about to end. Hades, God of death, and the underworld has appeared in your reading today to mirror an impending death. Now, if I'm pronouncing this name wrong, Hades, it is spelled Hades. Yet, this is not a physical death. Rather, it is the death of outmoded ways of thinking, belief systems, or emotional patterns that restrict or prevent you from moving towards a more positive and inspiring future. On a subconscious level, you have yearned to rid yourself of these traits, which deep in your heart you know keep you from being and experiencing all you can. It is difficult to let go of something so familiar to you, yet know that in this instance it is essential that a part of you die in order for you to experience the endless possibilities. Surrender, let go gracefully, and trust. Hades is often brutal in his ways, so you may feel unsettled or out of balance in the coming days. However, remember that this is all a natural part of the healing process. This card is not a curse. Rather, it is a blessing which has the power to transform your life. Remember, death and rebirth are two sides of the same coin. You cannot have one occur without the other. Let go of the old and make way for something new. Love that. I will see you guys in the next one. Please don't forget to give me a follow or you may never see my face again. Okay, if you have any questions, concerns, please let me know in the chat. If you are needing or seeking advice, please also put down whatever you're needing advice towards, and I'll, give you whatever I have left to give. If you guys do want to show your support by purchasing a reading or anything like that, especially if you're in need of a reading, life coaching, etc., you can always schedule a free consultation with me as minimum of 30 minutes. Okay, it really only could take like 15 minutes or less, but 30 is just like the minimum time. You can ask me your own questions. I can inform you on everything. Don't forget, you guys, if you want to get a card pull, you can always send in a gift that's 100 points or more to get a card pull on you, someone else in your energy, etc. If you guys want to know my prices for my sessions, what I offer, etc., as I told you guys before, my name is Lenisha. I am a wise counsel, a holistic consultant, and I also practice divination. So I do readings, I provide life coaching, I can give advice in many areas of one's life. I speak mainly from my own wisdom and experience, okay? As you know, wisdom comes from experience and learning those lessons or having, awakenings and everything else. I have a lot of reviews on my website. I haven't really been very vocal with telling people to leave their reviews, so I just started back asking. And even if you guys yourself, if you ever gotten a reading or a session from me, or even if you sat in the collective and it resonated, if you want to go on my website and leave a comment to let everyone know, new people, past people, future people, like how you felt, be completely honest, okay? All of my reviews are honest, 100% somebody else's words, etc. This collective is now at a close. I return the collective's energy back to them, and I release my energy back to me. If you missed the message, as always, the readings are beautiful. You can find it on my YouTube. I will make sure that I upload it before next week is up. Today is Saturday on my end. I don't know where you are. And it's 4:41 on the clock, so 144 could be very significant. But I will most definitely try to have this video uploaded before the end of next week. Okay? You may see it sooner, though. I'm just giving, myself a certain amount of time, because you never know what happens. You can plan, I'll post it today, and so the max will be a week and some change. Okay, it will most definitely be posted before the next week is up. Okay, I want to make sure that I'm saying everything so that I don't end the live too early. But also, if you guys want to go ahead and get on the list, you still can. I can do your reading live or whatever it is that you're interested in, or it can be private. It's all up to you. It's no extra cost if you want to do something private. Okay. As I said before, there's always messages to give, but we're just going to keep it as is. Don't forget, this video will be uploaded to my YouTube. And if you want to get on the list, you can just check out my pinned profile or my pinned video on my profile. It's the very first one. It has my payment options for as of now. My payment options, they change from here and there. But regardless, I do also accept donation-based reads or anything. Like if you want advice, if you want a life coaching session, I have life coaching sessions for up to a month long. Excuse me. Okay. But yeah, if you are a person of low income or whatever the case may be, no worries. I have low cost services as well as free services. The collective is completely free, and sometimes I even, like how I mentioned at first, if some of you guys have any advice that you need, just put it down in the chat. A lot of times I always, give things for free or whatever the case may be. But as you guys know, this is a personal business that I do have, so it will be always great to build clientele. And I just do things at the kindness of my heart or to gain trust from others. Sometimes you can't just tell people $50 for a reading. Sometimes they need to trust you or whatever the case may be, and it's no problem. I've been there. At one point in time, I didn't do tarot and everything else, and and I was mainly the one that would listen to readings, and when it will resonate so much, I'll be like, oh yeah, take my money, honey, let me get a reading. But it was always great having you guys, whether you're returning or whether you're new. I do hope to see you again, so don't forget to give me a follow or you may never see my face again. Okay? Ending this message, but never my love for you. If I end the message by the time you decide you want to get on the list for anything, or if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to message me, to DM me, especially if you don't have my number or email. Please make sure you message me directly. Okay? If there's not anything else, then I'll see you guys in the next one. And if I end the live, once again, before you decide you want to get on the list, just please message me and let me know that you want to get either a life coaching, consultation, reading. All right, but I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care, and again, happy holidays. 444 444. Bye, you guys.